Alright, so tabletop. Let me try to remember what happened last session. I believe you guys were in the Berserk fun box. You you successfully disarmed the mage. You took him as your prisoner. I have his art up. You guys have already seen it, but just for the stream, here he is. This is Aulus. He is prisoner of the party. He's not very happy about that fact. But
is he the shortest party member?
How
tall is Amalthea?
How tall is Amalthea? I have to look.
I think she has like 5'1".
She might be 5'2".
Oh, 5'2".
Oh my god. Oh my god, please.
Okay, I'll look at it later. It's either him or Amalthea that's the shortest party member.
I'm gonna look right now. I'll look
Dwyer's
right
gonna check that
now.
for us. Yes, he is now your prisoner. After you all vaguely threatened his life and then spared him, he has a desire to escape to Arcanea, or so he says. And Lethair is now deeply uncomfortable with being outside of the city at all, so she very much wants to go home.
I don't know why I thought that I would be able to find how tall Amalthea is. I guess I assumed it was in our character sheet, and it isn't.
It's remember that meme we all did?
It's in the meme character sheet.
It's in the meme thing where we had to fill out the
right. Yes.
I think all the NPCs have information there.
I think Godfrey... Is Godfrey... Yeah, Godfrey's the tallest in the group.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought Valente was, and then I learned Valente is average, which shook my world.
And then I've now established that Val, even though he is average, makes you feel shorter than you are.
Val's just got like Val's just like
got a
stanced.
presence. Yeah.
Okay. I can find it.
You got this. It's also tagged on my Tumblr, probably.
Listen, I already have done the custom search in. Okay, she is 5'1", so they're tied for shortest.
They're tied. Okay.
Amalthea could still shove him into a
she's
locker.
gonna get taller. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Amalthea's gonna get taller, so.
Amalthea's still growing. He has nowhere to go.
Baby. This man is 30. Like.
Oh no! He's a baby face.
He's very.
He has the face where it's like you only look good if you're like it only your face only really suits your head and your body when you're very young or very old. and I love that.
Some people are just they glow down, and that's fine.
Oh my god! I don't
mean he's ugly. I just mean like
if you told you 17, I would have believed you. If you're like, yeah, this is a 17-year-old. I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
No.
Oh my god.
No, he's like
this poor man.
He's probably like 30, 31, somewhere around there.
He's Octavia's age.
Oh no. I say this with complete and utter adoration. But oh no.
Oh god. Alright, so before we begin, does anyone have any questions or anything?
So
Cheppy.
It's the middle of the night in the game, right?
It's the middle of the night, yes. You were woken up in the middle of the night.
You guys went to the beach.
Edwin, Godfried, and Aulus are outside currently.
Yeah. And not Godfried's knife. Godfried's knife is right here with everyone.
Godfried, like, he goes outside, but he doesn't go very much farther than the door. Like, he's completely uninterested.
Because Octavia took his knife.
She was like, we're not gonna let you go out and kill him far away and be like, oh no, he got away. Who could have seen that coming?
As you wipe off the blood from your blade.
Yeah. And Val was like, damn it. I know.
Octavia's like, hey, we got this. You have to see it through.
But
don't go back on the deal.
We walk out
unless
and find
he goes
him
back first.
We walk out and find him standing over a pool of blood with the body face down. Oh no, he got away. Stab, stab.
He escaped.
He walked
Shame.
into my knife. He walked into my knife.
He tripped
23
and
times.
fell and exploded on impact.
A shark got him. There was nothing I could do. No, but Godfrey does not have his knife. His knife is safely in the care of, I believe, Valente or Octavia, one of you two.
Octavia. It's
Octavia.
Octavia. Valente wouldn't have taken it from him.
So, Valente craves violence. But
Specifically against people that have hurt the people that he is sworn to protect.
that's
and that
fair.
happened.
We love the valiant knight vibe. And we love the respecting women vibe. But yes, Edwin, Aulus is basically under your watchful eye as he gets cleaned up, and thankfully he doesn't attempt to do anything. He doesn't attempt to get away. He just kind of splashes around in the water for a while, looking absolutely miserable, before trudging back up the sandbanks and saying, well, now what do we do?
Well, I think we're gonna all go back inside and then go to sleep, probably, because you did kind of wake us up in the middle of the night. Not all of us, though, just to be clear. Because someone's gotta watch for things, and also you.
As you two, like, start walking back up to the door, Aulus is, like, very quietly gonna, like, lean over to you and he's gonna say, listen, you seem like a nice kid.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Like, I didn't expect there to be so many people here, you know? And it wasn't personal.
Yeah, I guess I get that. I mean, I can't... I don't think I can relate to that, but this place, this whole continent seems like really it has some issues, so, like, I can't totally blame you.
I mean, I don't know about issues, but you can see from my perspective here, you guys are the ones with issues to me. And then he, like, winces a little bit because he realizes he's insulted you and be like, not you, though. You seem nice.
Everyone is just like, oh, thanks. Well, it's very different than Arcania, that's for sure.
Arcania, huh? So that's where your people are from. I thought you guys looked weird. What are you guys here for? Vacation?
Did we tell him we were looking for the Book of Naga already? I feel like we discussed that.
We never told him outright. I just said, hey, kid, basically, hey, kid, do you know anything about the Book of Naga?
Okay. Okay. Edwin is like...
It's up to Sam whether or not he has more than, like, 4 brain cells to figure that one out.
Wait, I think I put notes. Let me look at my notes.
We asked him for his information on it, and he told us about, like, how his dad, you know, had heard that they cast a spell from it on certain days or whatever.
Either the king or his advisors are able to use it, or at least that's what Aulus was led to believe, that they have the Book of Naga. Or they believe to be the Book
But we never said we are trying to get it. We were just asking for a lot of information about it. So again, it is entirely up to him whether it's entirely up to his intelligence stat whether he made the basic connection or not.
Yeah, I do have to say... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go for it.
Okay, it's just put on my notes. For last week, I put blood giving. Are the advisors in the king family? Is this inbreeding? These are all my options so far. Like, how can the advisors use it and the king use it?
Wow, you had inbreeding? Damn.
Hey, it's Jugdral, man.
Jugdral, right?
It's Jugdral. It's not out of the question.
But yes,
I have notes, but I'm not going to read this one, so I'm just gonna close that page.
Wait, no, you have to say it.
Yeah, you piqued interest.
I just have written in quotation marks, so that means I did not say this out loud. Someone else did. Just the words "Val touched himself." I don't. know when that was said. Someone said it, and I apparently thought it was important enough to write down.
Well, in my, I forgot to do my weekly scrub back of the last episode, so I guess we'll find that out this week.
Remember when I said seconds ago I didn't want to read?
Good God. Alright, well, before we get too off track, and before things get too disgusting, the night is still so very young. Edwin, were you going to say something? While you guys are...
Yeah, Edwin gets a, like, Professor Oak style flashback to Octavia saying, don't tell people that we're here for the Book of Naga. And he goes, we're just researching the continent.
Huh. Why?
Well, 'cause, no one in Arcania actually knows what's going on over here. So, someone has to go check on it.
I mean, I suppose. People in Valhalla sure do like their privacy, though, so I'm not sure how far you'll get. And then he gives you, like, an up and down look, and it's clear on his face he's not very impressed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bold words for someone who just had to wash himself after.
Edwin just kind of shrugs and is like, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see indeed. Alright. Okay, you guys heading inside for the night?
I believe so. Edwin probably also volunteers to, like, stay up and watch Alice because he did ask for people not to kill him.
So everyone gets back in the, hold on, let me get rid of Alice. He's blocking my view. Everyone gets back in the, pit, to try to get at least a little bit of sleep. Alice is not allowed in the pit on Lothair's orders. And Edwin, you're hanging out here. So Alice is just kind of half sleeping on the cold tile, and everyone else is, Gare and Amalthea have no trouble really getting back to bed. They're just kind of like, well, that's life, and then they're just, like, out again. Gottfried takes him a little bit longer to go back to bed. He just kind of, like, sits around for a little bit. But eventually he does also go to sleep.
Does he want his knife back?
He doesn't ask for it yet. I think he's forgotten.
Oh.
I think he's forgotten that he doesn't have it.
Octavia will just, I'll just give it back to him tomorrow.
Alright, are the rest of you guys going to bed?
How's Lothair doing?
Lothair is not asleep. She's just kind of, like, sitting cross-legged. She's maybe, like, playing with the seams of one of the pillows. She's got just kind of, like, a sad look on her face.
Val is going to, stay awake as long as she's awake, to help her feel better, because what happened to her sucked, and he wants to help.
That's very nice of you. Right before, like, she doesn't actually manage to get to sleep, she spends the night just kind of, like, sitting quietly and thinking. But right before the sun's about to come up, you can kind of tell, your internal body clock says it's maybe, like, 4:30 in the morning. She turns to you, and she also realizes you're awake, and you're sitting there, and she's just gonna, like, she's gonna say, Val?
Yes?
You up? She's gonna scoot a little bit closer, and as she does, she's gonna, like, put the pillow aside, and you can see now that, like, her clothes are still all rumpled. She never really got herself back together again. Her makeup's, like, all over her face, and there's handprint on her cheek where she'd, like, wiped mascara away. So she's not doing too great, and she's gonna say, I think I really do want to go back to Luan.
Yeah, okay. Look. My main motivation is whatever will make you feel happiest and safest. So if that's what you want, then I'm not going to question that, and I will happily get you back home safe.
That's very nice of you. I think I do still want to get out there and see the world someday, but I'm not ready for that yet. But I've been thinking, 'cause I can't fall asleep tonight. I've been thinking, my ancestors, they used to have this staff called the Valkyrie staff. Very powerful healing item. I think that if I had something like that, I would feel secure enough to go out into the world with you guys. So, if you guys are ever on your journey and you find something like that, come back to Luan and maybe I'll leave with you.
Val smiles at her and he says, okay, that if it again, whatever makes you feel happy and safest is what I want, but I mean, I certainly enjoy your company.
I enjoy all of your company too. You guys are good people.
Val snorts and goes, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Sometimes I wonder, but
I mean, definitely a little bit weird and definitely a little bit smellier than I'm used to, but definitely good.
Val has to like put a hand over his mouth to make sure he doesn't laugh and wake everyone up. And Val goes, believe me, this is smellier than I'm used to too. Normally I'm keeping everything clean, and so I'm more used to the smell of bleach, but so this is a lot sometimes. But no, I will. Honestly, even if I have to do it alone, if we find one of those, we'll come back and you can. I want you to be able to see the world too.
That would be really nice. I'm sure there's a lot to see out there. I can't take the whole Luan guard with me. They're needed in the city, obviously, and I don't think any of them would want to leave home. It's a pretty tight-knit group of people.
Yeah. Val like smiles and goes, I was a part of the army when I was a kid, which is part of the reason why I was assigned to this research group with Edwin. And when you fight and you train together like that, it creates a type of bond where it feels weird when you get separated from them all. But
I can imagine. I mean, I didn't really mean just the guard. I meant the whole city, but yeah, I guess that's also true. People
that does make sense.
Leave Luan.
I mean, if you have a safe place with walls where these fucking mages aren't able to get in and the demonic beasts aren't bothering you and you have the resources to keep everyone fed and there's a nice church full of people that are willing to help you if you're in pain, it seems like you would feel pretty tight-knit.
Well, if you ever want to come back and just relax for a little bit, I'm sure all of us at Luan would be happy to help you all out. Except for maybe, and then she's gonna look over your shoulder to where Alice is laying uncomfortably on the tile. She's gonna like give him a little glare, which is probably the meanest glare she can muster, but she kind of just looks like she's pouting.
Val's like, if I have anything to say about it, that man's getting on a boat and I'm never seeing him again. And you can tell that, like, he's, like, trying to joke, but, like, also he does, like, he hates Alice.
Lethair's gonna, like, laugh a little bit at your comment, and then she's gonna nod, and she's gonna say, yeah, I think I'd like that too, but, well, the teachings of Bragi say I should learn to forgive people who've wronged me, so I was actually thinking about offering him a bed at the church or something. Maybe we could learn to get over this.
That's honest. That's very, very strong and brave of you, but as much as I would say, yes, forgiveness is a virtue, and if you can find that in your heart, then sure. But forgiveness does not always mean, being kind to people that have hurt you. It can mean simply not letting that affect you anymore, but it doesn't mean you have to build that bridge. It doesn't mean you have, and forgiveness is not always good for you. Of course, like, if there's wronging you, and then he tried to kidnap you, and he had a knife at your throat. That's above being wronged, I would say. You're a kind person, and so I don't doubt that you have the capability to forgive him in your heart, but I would say that as someone who has dealt with a lot of people in my life, there are some people not worth forgiving, and whatever would make your life best and healthiest is what you should do, whether or not the gods or your ancestors say anything about it.
You might be right. Maybe it is best if he just disappeared. The rest of the city probably wouldn't like him very much anyway.
No, especially if they ever found out what he did.
Yeah, especially. Those old nuns back at the church are really protective.
I can relate.
Oh? I didn't know you were a nun.
Not in that way. I've lost a lot of people, so when I promise to protect someone, it means that anyone that's wronged them or has even thought about hurting them, I feel very strongly towards, which is part of why I was so hell-bent on, killing him earlier. Because you were part of our team, and that meant that I was supposed to keep you safe, and I certainly did pretty well. You're not back in Valhalla, and he certainly tried to get there, but it's hard for me to know that he tried to do that to you, and I wasn't able to prevent him from hurting you, and I wasn't able to and that he's still sitting there, and that, of course, because it happened to you, I believe that you wanting him to be safe and let free and all that is what's most important, but it's still hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just very exhausted over this whole thing. I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight. I think it's too late for that, actually.
Well, I stayed awake because I wanted to make sure that you were feeling alright. So I'll
really nice of you,
keep
Valente.
you company. Yeah, I try, I guess.
Alright, so the rest of the hours of the morning pass, slowly. One by one, you guys start to wake up. As you guys all wake up.
Archibald was never asleep.
Archibald was never asleep. All right, like half the people here was not asleep.
He was awkwardly just listening in.
No, I DM'd Sam when she first asked, but yes, he was lying awake all night.
Looking at my DMs.
He was lying awake all night, pretending to be asleep, but also listening to everything he could.
I'm gonna keep my Discord open.
Like a normal
weirdo.
Person. Yeah.
Classic Archibald.
There was just an attempted murder,
Yeah, no, that's fair. But everyone that was asleep, wakes up, and you guys gather your stuff. Lethair, tells you a fast route back to Luan, slightly faster than the one you took to get here. Obviously, you took a detour. So it should only take you... What?
Sorry, finish your sentence.
It should only take you maybe like another night of camping before you're back to Luan. So
Nice.
2 days of walking. Not bad. Yeah, so does someone want to make a traversal check, or do you guys want to do anything before you leave?
Before we leave, I wanted to, since Lethair still has her makeup kind of streaked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's my question. She went to bed with makeup on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere, like...
Yeah, she can't really do full nighttime routine.
Yeah, can't do the 10-step skincare routine in the middle of...
No, I'm not saying she has to do that. I'm saying she put on makeup knowing she was going to be sleeping in the middle of nowhere and like wake up with it looking...
She wants to look good for step 2 of Grandpa.
I guess, but I just like... I would think, like, I don't know. I guess she's valid, but like, damn. This seems like a fast way to get a breakout.
I mean, this is the same woman that walked across the salt flats in a ball gown, so...
Yeah, because she's a legend. Anyway.
She's a queen.
She's still a queen.
Val, I will say Val does make sure to grab her cloak that was left on the floor and wash it at some point.
She had totally forgotten that she brought her cloak, so she is going to be very grateful that you managed to pick it up before leaving.
Yeah.
Pick it up and then also wash it, because it was just left out there, and that's kind of gross.
Yeah, it's gross.
And it's very nice and clean when she gets it back.
Yeah. I will say Octavia offers, like, hey, do you want me to... I mean, we may not have the same preference in shades, but do you want me to help you with your makeup?
Oh, you brought makeup?
Yeah, not much, but just a little some.
Well, I was gonna go wash my face off in the sea, but well, I hate to waste. I hate to waste anything of yours.
It's not a waste.
She is going to look. She's gonna look very like, aw, that's so nice. Cringe at you.
Of course.
But she is going to accept your offer if it's open. Because you know
to use it, not to take it.
Yeah, no, to borrow it, just to like clean up a little bit. Yeah, she after she gets herself sorted out, she looks like she feels better. You know, she looks like she feels like it's good to get herself back in order, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, she thanks you for your help.
Hey, actually 1 second, sorry. I'll be... My dad's calling, I gotta take that.
Godspeed. Alright, we'll chill for a sec. Unless someone else wants to do something.
Man, I'm just eating chips.
Chips.
Archibald pacing around the room, stopping again several times to look at that painting of the Miracle of Donna. Is it Donna or Darna? The wikis are unclear.
I think it's Donna.
I
say Darna because
they can't make up their goddamn minds. But I'm doing the same thing as before, but now more frazzled, maybe.
Frazzled. As you're frazzily pacing around, Amalthea is just like watching you. Like as you go from one side of the room to the other, her head is like turning to watch you. And she's like sitting in the pit still. Her legs are crossed at the ankles. Her arms are like on her stomach. She's leaning against a pillow. Like she's literally just chilling.
Stop and nod at her once and then continue just sort of pacing.
She's gonna call out to you while you're pacing. She's gonna say, "Hey, Archibald."
What? Yeah?
When that weird guy, and she's gonna jerk her head towards Alice, who is sitting right there and is awake and can hear her. When that weird guy did that berserk staff thing, what did you see?
A real freeze frame style stop from Archibald and just sort of pauses and looks. Well,
You know what I saw? I saw
What?
bandits everywhere. It was terrifying.
Oh, yeah, that sounds scary, yeah.
It's a
That's
pirate's worst nightmare. To be landlocked and surrounded by people holding giant axes.
land. Where did you hang on though? Didn't you come from? Don't you live by a lake?
We live on a lake. I live in a boat. A canoe, specifically.
Ah. Well, lakes are basically the next best thing to seize, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if we tried to go to the sea, it's possible we could have gotten swept up into dangerous territory, so a lake's a good thing to be. Plus, we get to, we get first dibs on any of the fools that wander out of the Archanean city to the south. They usually have pretty good stuff, especially the tourists.
Always go for the tourists.
Well, I certainly did try, but now I'm here, so. And then she shrugs a little bit, like, not such a bad deal.
To be fair, we're not tourists.
You're kind of
we
tourists.
Just seem like tourists.
You're not
tourists.
From here, and you look around at things a lot. Isn't that what a tourist does?
I am from
most tourists. Well, yeah, he's from here, and most tourists don't have an armed, retired general with them.
I feel like retired people are tourists a lot, but whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Boat.
Yeah, she like says boat with extra emphasis.
Yeah.
Hey Archibald, you never answered my question. What'd you see?
Or he flinches and gives a look of, fuck, I was hoping she'd forget about that if I start talking about sailing and whatever. Well, and he just stands there, sort of looking at her awkwardly, for like, well past the point of like just thinking, just sort of.
She's going to raise a single curious eyebrow at you. She has not moved from her relaxed position.
Did you ever learn it? Well, I was about to say, did you ever learn history in school? Did you go to school? Did you have history classes?
I've never been in a school. We talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, I did not sleep really last night.
Is that Andrew or Archibald talking?
No, that's Archibald. I did.
Excellent.
I'm putting my lived experience here to
I see.
to use.
Excellent.
Oh wow. Right. So that makes explaining this both a little easier and actually kind of more complicated. Okay, so
at this point, Gare is also like looking at you a little curiously, like, what's he about to say?
Val looks like if Archibald starts saying certain things that Val is going to end the conversation.
Archibald acknowledges that with a look of slight fear. And
it's not like if he says the truth, he's gonna stop the conversation. It's like if he starts like being uncomfortable, he's gonna be like, anyway.
I see.
Val doesn't. You have to remember, Val's the person who like loudly proclaimed like his wife died. He just don't. Like yeah, war, whatever. Mild boundaries, that I understand.
All right. Well, we've established before here that I'm old.
Yeah.
You know?
Old as rocks.
And I'm from I'm old and originally from here. Like, you were born here, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I ever actually asked.
I think so. I don't really
Yeah.
remember. I was a baby at the time.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, I was born here, sort of. It's complicated. And I lived here for a long time. Uh,
Oh?
it didn't, it wasn't a great time. I came from, I was born in, well, around where he's from, if that gives you any impression. I say nothing at Hollis in the corner.
You're from Valhalla?
Yeah.
At that, Allus is now going to turn around and with an expression of like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Do you want to go back there then? You must have family there.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
That's sort of the problem. I left here for Arcanea in the first place for, well, a lot of reasons. There's a lot of, I don't know, baggage around Valhalla for me, and several people, family members who, well, I don't think they're in Valhalla anymore. I don't think most of them are alive anymore, and those two statements are very connected.
She's gonna frown at that one.
Yeah. I don't know what's been going. Have there been wars here on the continent since the last like 1,000 years or whatever? Has there been in your lifetime anything?
Who are you talking to? Are you just addressing the room, or are you talking to Amalthea?
Amalthea, but with like a weird sideways glance at Alice in a like, or Dare in a like, I'm asking the child about like if you two, or I guess not there too. If any of you fuckers from here know, and like,
Amalthea's gonna give you like a shrug, like I'm a baby. I don't fucking know. Allus is gonna just like think to himself and like nod a little bit, like yeah, maybe there's been some wars. And Gare is gonna say, I don't know anything outside of bandits. There's bandit wars every day.
no, that's baby stuff. Honestly, that's
Uh, as Gare like sort of shrugs off your question. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was about to say. As Gare shrugs off your question, Allus is gonna like pipe up from the back and he's gonna say, well, I mean, it's not a war, but there have been rebellions ever so often, you know, the Exodus and everything.
The what?
Uh-huh.
The Exodus.
Oh,
You know?
you are gonna have to be. You can't say that something like that and not elaborate here. Come on.
Val looks at him and goes, Arcanea has literally no idea what's happened on this continent since the end of the Second Holy War.
Oh, well, I mean, it was a long time ago, like at least 50 years. So, I guess not that long in the grand scheme of things, because you're very old, but I mean, I wasn't around. Bunch of people from Valhalla, bunch of nobles, they just up and left one night, and there were a lot of very violent searches for them. All throughout the continent.
And no, like what nobles were even left here? Like when was
I mean, anyone with holy blood is considered a noble in Valhalla. So. But some people don't like how we do things down there. The future king especially. He gathered up his friends, and they just up and left in the middle of the night. They left a trail of guard bodies in their wake, and most of them were never seen again. They weren't looked for.
Val's doing some math in his head about how old Lothair is.
Lothair, I don't know if she said her actual age, but she is somewhere under 30, probably like 25, 26. She's young.
Oh, but like, he's like,
no, but...
part of that?
Yeah.
That's the kind of math he's doing in his head.
Octavia's like, did what you guys do, the kidnapping things outside of Valhalla, did they start because of the Exodus?
I mean...
That's in character, by the way. There's just a, like, wry chuckle from Archibald's end.
Aulus is not going to recognize the backstory behind that chuckle.
Oh, no, he won't.
But he's gonna, like, shrug, and he's gonna say, well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't around. I was not born yet. All I know is they've been happening for a while. Whoa.
You mentioned your dad. Did he say anything about that?
My dad? My dad doesn't talk to me.
And Octavia has him always like, yeah, mood.
My dad doesn't talk to me if he can avoid it.
Yeah. My dad disowned me.
Val looks confused.
But she does it, she presses on and is like, well, I guess it's not the sort of thing they would teach you. Since they kind of kept you on a tight leash.
I mean, they taught us a little bit, like, know all the major players in the battle, but I don't exactly know where any of them went or what happened to them. Well, I know a few. A few of them came back a couple years later, and they were executed swiftly.
They mentioned why they came back. They knew that?
What was that noise?
Val just... or Dwyer laughing. Was it a Val laugh or a Dwyer laugh?
Was it Dwyer laugh? Val looks directly at Aulus and goes, gee, wonder why they left in the first place. If that's how you're running things.
Aulus shrugs and he says, I was always told they just weren't happy with what they had. Which seemed awful greedy to me, considering they were nobles.
They got executed when they came back.
And they
That's not normal.
That was on them.
That's not normal.
Yeah, hang on. Yes, not normal, but can we back up a second here? Why did they leave and then come back? Why did they leave in the first place? I mean, was there a were they driven out?
I assume they didn't like what they had. Whatever it was.
So you assume that the richest, most powerful people in Valhalla voluntarily got tired of things, got up, and walked away, only to walk back in.
I mean,
clearly outmatched and just die.
How should I know what happened? I wasn't even born yet. I'm just going off what I was told.
That's the reason why Octavia,
the fact you don't question anything worries me.
He's gonna look insulted at that, but then he's not gonna comment because he's like, perhaps I should think about things, but like he's still gonna be at least a little bit insulted that you said that to him.
It's hilarious.
Like, it's not even saying like Val's saying it worries him. Like, hold on, give me a sec. Aulus is a dark mage. Yes?
He's a shaman, so yes, a species of dark mage.
This is a Dwyer question, because I'm a silly little boy.
Hi,
and I only know, Sacred Stone's lore. But from what I was aware, dark mage is fueled by, like, dark magic is supposed to represent knowledge, anima is elemental, and then light is faith.
Mm-hmm.
You could be smart, but still a dumbass.
Oh,
high inch, low whiz.
If that's true, and because it's reason magic. Okay. Val's gonna go, especially for a dark mage. Any good student is supposed to ask questions.
Well, I mean, questions and going against the enemy or whatever is what got those guys killed, so why should I follow in their footsteps?
Well, maybe you should learn now that you aren't one of them.
Well, yeah, obviously I'm gonna do a little bit more questioning now that I can never ever go back. He's gonna fold his arms very grumpily.
Octavia rolls her eyes
mad
like,
about the consequences of his actions.
Boo-hoo!
At the whole dark...
Sorry, I'm getting me.
Oh.
Fire went into a shadow realm.
I was saying Val was like, oh, someone's getting mad about the consequences of his actions, and then huffs and goes, sorry, I'm getting mean. I'll stop.
But Archibald sits up. He was already standing, but sort of perks up to attention at the whole, whatever that offhand comment was it Val, about the whole dark mage student, what a good student of magic should do, whatever. And after everyone else just finishes saying all that other stuff he just said, sort of walks up close to his just sort of looks him up and down real close as he's standing there, and just oh, well, that didn't register. That should have been much more of an alarm bell earlier.
What didn't register? And
what?
He's leaning backwards now, clearly on
No, I'm not super close. I'm a few feet away looking at. I'm closer than I was. Then again, he has reason to be terrified. You're a dark mage.
And?
For the Church of Naga.
I mean, most of the lower level soldiers are.
The Church of Naga, founded by the divine dragon Naga, the dragon of light, who is the enemy of the earth dragons and the dark dragons.
I mean,
the dragon of light, and you are a dark mage.
Listen, I just use the book they hand me. I assume they hand out the stronger light magic tomes when you get better at your job, but I'm a little bit new here.
Seriously?
How long have you been out this job? You're my age.
He's gonna look at you, for an uncomfortable amount of seconds, and then he's gonna very quietly under his breath say, 15 years.
Is that a lot?
Another couple of uncomfortable seconds later, and he's gonna go, maybe.
Val is going to rub his temples and go, okay, I tried magic once and it went very bad, so I stuck with physical hitting people really hard. And and especially because also punching people feels nice when you hate them. But
Gare behind you is gonna raise his arm as if he's holding a beer flagon, which he's not.
Val's going to acknowledge that with a nod of his head and go, however, even I knew, as someone who didn't even, well, I guess, even I knew as a recruit, because I worked at a college for 20 years now, so it'd be sad if I didn't know that after that, but even as a recruit, even as a pre-recruit, when I was basically an errand boy for the entire Altean army, I knew that there were 3 different kinds of magic based in different kinds of things. You don't just get light magic tomes for fun. Light magic comes from faith in a god. Dark magic comes from knowledge, and anima magic comes from harnessing the elements. Suddenly, I'm understanding why we were able to beat you so easily, considering you were using dark magic and you don't know this.
He's gonna stand there, mouth agape, eyes wide, completely unable to speak for a couple seconds, just completely flabbergasted that you're saying these things to him.
You're getting conned, dude.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty standard Valhalla fare. Set up a cult, take over the government.
They wouldn't do that. They said I'd be promoted soon if I did these next few couple of jobs.
What was the next couple of jobs?
Well, investigate a creature here and there, pick up a couple strays, bring them home, get the payment, get my new phone.
What do you mean bring the strays home? Like, the strays, I say, pointing at Lothair, that kind?
He's gonna go,
I think I don't know how language has changed here, but in Valhalla back in the day, we did used to call that kidnapping.
I mean, maybe it's a little bit kidnapping, but like I said, for a good cause.
No, it's kidnapping. That's what that is. I've seen it.
Well, then it's kidnapping. I'm just being paid here, man.
Vala's still rubbing his face, in complete disbelief, and is going, you understand? Oh my god, this is literally how cold you are. Okay. I'm less mad at you now and more just I feel so sad that it worked so well. That's what they always say. They always say they will promote you in the next few jobs, and then you're 60 and you're still doing the same shit.
I mean, how would you know?
Val's I worked in the army, and the only reason they promoted me was because I punched people really hard, and they needed that.
Huh. Well, that sounds like a completely different set of experiences, so forgive me for not being interested in your life.
Don't. Oh my god.
Octavia was hey, okay. Let me say it like this. You grew up in a situation where everything that you could ever have thought of was provided for. Correct?
More or less.
And then, at a certain age, because you grow up in such a great environment, you're expected to join either the effort or, in some cases, the cause. Because you have profited from this wonderful thing. And you want to do your best, or at least you've been taught you should do your best, to give back to the people who did these things for you.
I guess. Is that so wrong? Show appreciation for the people keeping you safe?
See, that's where it gets you. The problem is, it's not a place of safety. It's a cage.
It's a pretty comfortable cage last time I was there.
And then, the moment you step out of line, where are you now?
He's not gonna answer that one. He's just gonna look, slightly perturbed, as if realizing his situation once more.
A place that's supposed to offer safety, that's supposed to offer unconditional support, wouldn't do that.
Well, maybe so, but are there any better places? I mean, nowhere's as safe as Valhalla.
I was going to look at him and go, how about the one city you guys have been trying to get in for years and have failed over and over again?
At that, Lethair's gonna like giggle a little bit from the back, like nervous, like she's nervous and she doesn't want to be like part of this conversation, but she's still listening, and she's like, "Hell yeah, Luan Pride."
I walk up to him and I put my hand on his shoulder and like just sort of look at him. It's like, oh gods, you. Oh, Valhalla never changes.
Oh.
We grew up, believe it or not, in very similar circumstances, albeit 2,000 years apart. And you remind me of a lot of a fair number of the people I grew up with. Headstrong, determined to protect their place in the world, carving out a niche for like themselves in the hierarchy of Valhalla.
Huh.
Those people I'm talking about are all dead.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, and not old age. Like backstabbed, abandoned, murdered at spear point. That kind of dead. This Valhalla never changes. Really never changes. And I laugh, and and then he takes his hand off and just sort of like strolls away. Like begins pacing again.
Ollis is gonna get lost in his thoughts for a moment, and after like a couple minutes of just thinking to himself, he's gonna say, "Well, I guess it really doesn't matter what they're like over there, considering I will never ever be going back." So
yeah.
Well, maybe this time you'll know what to avoid. And Val's like looking at Ollis with like a pleading expression, like, please, please, dear God, don't walk head first into another cult the second we stop looking. Like, Val doesn't even like this guy. Val's like, whatever happens to him is whatever, except...
Fast forward like 20 sessions, like 5 months from now, the game is over. You arrive victorious back to Arcanea, and then you walk over, and then here's Ollis just fully decked out in like Medea's follower robes. Like, hey,
oh my god!
It's like the quadruple endings of Lord of the Rings. We get back and Ollis is like in Amalthea's hometown as like a regional dark lord or something. Like,
I'm starting my own cult. I'm starting a pyramid
with blackjack
scheme.
and hookers.
But yes, he's just kind of like, he's going through it. You can tell, like, he's thinking, his brain is working in directions it's never worked before, and this is upsetting him greatly. And he's just not gonna say anything else or ask any more questions for a little bit. He's got to do some soul searching.
Archibald pauses while pacing and stops and sort of turns and walks over to Amalthea and is like, I'm sorry, I got distracted by that. I guess I never actually answered the question, did I?
She's been like kind of like pondering what everyone else is saying. She kind of gets what's going on. Like, she's heard of cults before, and she gets that there's something up with this guy's hometown, but she's not entirely, she's like a little fuzzy on the details because she's young, she's inexperienced. But as you walk over to her and you ask her the question, she's gonna like turn to you and then get like a squinty-eyed look on her face, like, yeah, you dodged the question again.
Not on purpose this time.
So, what'd you see?
Well, home. Here, our hometown, I say again, gesturing at Ollis. And the people there, and friends, and family. And...
that doesn't sound so
bad. I don't know.
Unless, were your family good people, Archibald?
No.
Oh.
No, they really weren't. They're kind of what he wants to be, frankly. Or thinks he is, or was.
Scrawny little light mages? Or dark mages, I guess?
No, that's funny though. No,
Allus is too in his own little world to be insulted by this.
I sort of got tired of the whole being a young dark dragon in a cult about dedicated to dark dragons and their empire long gone is harrowing, I guess. Is that even? I don't know how to use that word. Been a while.
Yeah, I think you did it right. That sounds right to me.
Yeah, sure. You know, I got real tired of watching people looking over at Val, things that are bad, and then looking back to Amalthea for just checking to see that I haven't said something that's going to get me, you know.
Val's like confused as to why you're looking at him when you're saying that. He just like, cause he's like, I'll stop you is like, if you get too uncomfortable and Val needs to distract people rather than like not tell the baby violent things, so he just looks baffled.
Yeah, Archibald's confused about your messaging, but he's like, yeah, they weren't good. There was a lot of, well, what he tried to do to Lothair, but far worse.
Huh.
And I got tired of it, and I sort of tried to talk people out of it, close friends and family, but it didn't really. It's a hell of a sales pitch for people, and well, things kind of came to an end over a few wars, but I guess not very abruptly, as far as you'd consider the timescale, but as far as I'd be concerned, pretty abruptly. Some of them died.
Oh.
And the ones who did not are not fond of me. There was a lot of violent shit back then. I guess. Oh. Yeah, when I say I saw my family, it's not a good, happy image. It's more of a like seeing a ghost. Several.
Huh. Well, that's pretty sad that you don't get along with your family anymore, but when this is all over, if you're looking for a family, I'd be more than happy to share mine. We've got extra boat space you can borrow.
That sounds good. Might take you up on that.
She's just gonna like do a quiet like hell yeah, like a little yes motion. Like, we got the dragon. Stinky boy activated.
I activate my trap card. Stinky
you activated
boy.
my trap card, Stinky boy.
Val is so fond of his little girl.
You've barely known her. It's probably been like, I'm gonna say 2.5 months since you met Amalthea now.
We have known Amalthea for 2.5 months, and anything that would happen to her would kill everyone in the room and then ourselves.
Oh no.
Oh, and at the end, lean in real close to Amalthea so that no one else can hear me whispering. And none of you know what it's about, obviously, but it sounds like a continuation. By the way.
Yeah?
We're not allowed to push Garen to the river because he said he'd kill me if I tried.
Come on. Okay.
But you still owe me.
Hey.
But we still have a deal.
Do you think we could push Alice? He's pretty little.
We were going to push Edwin in.
But I feel like Alice deserves it more, you know? Edwin hasn't done anything, even though it would be really funny.
It's about timing, right?
Yeah.
Because we shove Edwin in, it's fun, it's fine, whatever. Alice, you don't want to kick the guy when he's like 2 down, you know? Like, you might just make him... He's already pretty sad. I mean, look at him, but you might just make him real sad. But the point is, look, if we're whispering here for too long, they're gonna get weirded out. You know.
Yeah, Garrett's just kind of like looking at, like, he can't hear you, but he sees that you're like whispering, and he's like, he knows what you're talking about last time, so he's just kind of like squinting, looking at you from across the pit, like, what are they doing over there?
He was like, we'll talk about this later.
Okay.
But I didn't forget.
Okay.
Just sort of like stand up and like him. So what now? To everyone. No.
So, this whole time, you guys have been talking about cults and history and stuff. Godfried has been gathering up his things again. He never actually got the chance to, like, disassemble his magic scope and put it away, so he's doing that now. And as he's putting all of his stuff back in his carrying case, he, like, looks up and he's like, has anyone seen my hunting knife?
Octavia just lifts up like, here you go.
Why do you have that?
You were going to do a murder.
I wasn't actually. It was for show. And then he takes it back, but he doesn't put it in the carrying case. He puts it on his belt. And he gives Alice a side eye.
Over behind Godfried's back, Archibald's mouths at Octavia. Totally would have killed him. Totally.
And
doing
Octavia
the like
doesn't
hand
say
across
anything,
neck
but she just, as if responding to Godfried, she nods. It's like,
All right. So you guys are going to be leaving for Lawan soon. Does anyone want to do anything before I shove you guys out of this tower into the wasteland?
Not gameplay relevant, but I must say I'd like to give a shout out to our lovely DM Sam for
what did I do?
Helping me write out my character's like extended backstory, and then a week later introducing an NPC who's from the exact same circumstance.
That was completely unintentional. This
down
NPC
to the city
for weeks.
Yeah, we just so happened to create the same character. Amazing.
Narrative.
I will. I need Dwyer. I have something to do, which is Garlic is going to look at Alice and be really confused. Like when they're packing up to leave, like Garlic like looks at Alice and is like, the guys that are dressed like this, I'm supposed to kick them in the face, but this
How
one...
close is Garlic to Alice?
Like it's probably as they're like walking out, like if like Val's eventually going to get up on Garlic for a little bit because he didn't sleep and so he doesn't really feel like walking. Mm-hmm. But while they're still in the tower, he's walking and he's like pulling Garlic behind him, and Garlic like looks at Alice and like gets a little like spooked because he's like, the guys that are dressed like this are supposed to be our enemy, and this guy, I'm pretty sure I like was like fighting him last night, but also he kind of looks like this stinky boy, and he's our friend.
Alice, noticing that Garlic is like sussing him out a little bit, is just gonna like laugh nervously to himself as he walks next to Edwin specifically, and he's just gonna be like, nice horsey, underneath his breath.
Val like chuckles and goes like, he doesn't hurt people unless I tell him to. And I promised I wasn't going to hurt you so long as you didn't hurt us. So you're fine. He's just a little confused because we were fighting a few hours beforehand, and you're still wearing the outfit of general enemies, and probably horses can't see the color green, so you kind of look the exact same as Archibald and Edwin, and he doesn't know why we have a third one.
I see. Well,
you should really get a change of clothes.
His name is Garlic. He's a very good boy. Anyway, if you disrespect him, I will take it personally. And then it keeps moving.
Oh, I wouldn't even consider it. Thank you for your mercy, Sir Garlic.
Of course, Garlic can't speak common or anything. He's a horse, so he doesn't know what the fuck
Garlic's
is going on.
Garlic's just like, little man. Anyways.
Yeah, literally. Oh boy.
Yeah, Archibald gives Alice a look like, and thinks to himself, God, please don't be like a great nephew of mine or something. God, just be like just be a shitty dude.
Alice.
I'm so sorry for the viewers at home. I'm gonna mute myself because my laughing sounds insane.
No, it's
okay. You're fine.
It's very good.
I mean, if you're okay, it's up to you, but you're fine.
Okay?
You're laughing so good. Oh my god.
I think I've done good here.
The hard part is that, like, it's making me laugh more because I know I'm stupid.
In which Andrew kills the entire party.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, you killed me specifically, and I did the rest.
Okay, hold on.
Oh god, why do I sound like this? Oh god, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Built different. Built better.
I actually
okay.
do know why I sound like that. It has to do with I grew abnormally large tonsils, and they made my throat different. And then I got them removed, and so now my throat's really big, and it does weird things.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. No, literally, when I went to the ENT to get, because I had sleep apnea, and we guessed it was because of my tonsils. Because in the past I had been told I had large tonsils. We go to the ENT. He rubs my throat for half a second and goes, "Oh yeah, these are really big."
Oh no!
Oh damn!
I was like,
no.
"Thanks, I grew myself in the
myself."
Anyway.
All right. Okay, you guys are heading out on your journey back to Luan. Can I get a traversal check for the 2-day journey?
I will do it, Gilles,
Pick a
per usual, because I'm gonna do it, because I got the good traversal.
And who's
Oh wait,
the
it's
target?
dark in my...
Edwin can be the victim.
No.
Edwin is gonna die, legit. What? Edwin's just gonna explode.
Oh!
It's fine.
Okay. Hold on, it's dark in my room. I need to hold my dice up to the light.
Okay.
It's at 12.
12? Alright, it's a perfectly normal journey back to Luan. Nothing eventful happens whatsoever.
Do I have to get in a boat?
I will say...
You don't have to get in a boat, there's a bridge.
Oh, cool.
Remember, you passed over a bridge on the way here. You passed over the same bridge on the way back.
Same bridge.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say, since there was a night in between,
yes,
would it be possible for during that night for Octavia to help actually start teaching Gare how to use a sword?
Oh yeah, sure. So you guys make camp for the night on the like foresty area. It's maybe like mid upper Augustria. You're making good time. Nothing insane has happened. You haven't seen anyone on the paths or anything, and you haven't encountered any beasts whatsoever. draconic or otherwise. Allus is on his best behavior. Not that he can really do anything, with various people in the party looming over him. Godfried, and yeah, you guys just settle in for the night. Octavia, if you would like to approach Gare, as he's just going about his business.
I would like to approach Gare.
Alright.
Hey.
Yeah?
First lesson?
Lesson?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yep.
It's a little late, don't you think? Aren't you tired?
Well, we didn't fight any dragons on the way here, so no, I still got energy.
He's gonna, like, give you a look of just like, oh, come on. But...
And Octavia's like, listen, we're constantly on the move. You're not gonna learn unless you have regular practice.
I guess. Alright, well, what are you gonna teach me then? And
well,
he stands up and he pulls his sword out.
First off, we're not gonna use our actual swords in this.
Why not?
Because we don't want to accidentally cut each other until I know that I won't accidentally cut you and you won't accidentally cut me.
Oh, what are we gonna use then?
And I would say Octavia just like grabs like two relatively long sticks. They're not even, but she gives Gare the longer one. It's like, it's not a practice sword, but it's what we have. Well, when I started learning a sword, I did use actual swords, but they were blunted. And I don't want to blunt any of our swords because we might need them.
Yeah, it's probably a good call. And he's gonna take the longer stick, and just kind of like hold it gingerly because it's covered in like lichen and stuff. It's a little
not
bit
gonna bite.
It's a little bit wet. So
do you
what
have
do
a firm
do with this
grip? Okay, let's first practice your grip. What type of sword does Gare hold?
He's got a long sword.
Okay.
Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, he's got Gare's long sword. It's a one-handed red sword.
Okay, so it's a long sword, but it's used one-handed.
Yep. He's a big boy. He can do big swords one-handed.
Big.
He's a wide boy, I should say.
Big, spelled B-E-E-G.
Okay. Traditionally for your weapon, I would say you best to use it two-handed, but it seems like strength isn't necessarily the problem here.
Well, I'd hope not, considering the amount of time every day I spend training.
Wait, when do you do training?
Well, you know, I lift rocks and stuff while we walk.
Has Octavia noticed this at all? Was this mentioned?
He's just kind of doing this at the back of the party. Occasionally, one of you will look behind you just to see Gare holding a large rock, but he hasn't tried to throw it at anyone, so it's probably just slipped your mind by now.
Octavia takes it like, oh, yeah. Okay. So the main things that we're going to learn are skill and control.
Control over what?
Control over how you use your weapon. You use it like a shield when it's not supposed to be a shield.
Maybe I should get a shield,
worst,
then.
Yeah, maybe we can get a shield for you. That would be great. But until then, I want you to learn how to use your sword as a sword.
Huh. Alright.
I would say we don't have to do like a full training. We can make it a
montage.
we
don't have to do a training montage, but I will make you make a either a weaponry or a combat check to see how good you managed to teach him.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you like tell me how to use a sword.
Yeah. That was
I want to learn.
I'm like, let's pull this out of my ass or what I know from my
you
friends
put your
who
right
actually
foot
do
in, you
fencing.
put your right foot out.
Put it out. Okay, weaponry. Weaponry and combat are basically the same modifier at this point. It's +1.
No, is that a good or bad noise?
It's a 4.
Gare wasn't lying. He clearly seems to be tired from a long day of both walking, not sleeping, and holding a big rock. So he doesn't really get it, what you're trying to say to him. But he doesn't kill you, so that's a plus.
Yeah, Octavia sighs like, okay, how about we do this regularly where some days where we set up camp, we try to do training, and on those days, you don't do your other training. Would you be okay with that?
I guess.
Okay.
I can live with that. Thanks, I guess.
Sure.
He's gonna, like, again gingerly hold the large stick before tossing it aside. A look of mild disgust on his face.
It's lichen.
It's gross.
It's yeah, it's gross, but it's not bad.
You picked the dirtiest stick in the whole woods, didn't you?
It was the closest stick, okay?
I could have found my own stick. Next time I'm bringing my own stick.
Okay, instead of holding rocks while we're walking, you can find a good stick.
He seems to, like, he ponders this for a moment before, like, nodding his head. Like, yes, I would love to find a good stick.
Great.
The same emotion dogs get when they go on a walk. Good stick, yes. Alright, training montage, success. You don't get anything out of it, but you didn't die, so.
Yeah, didn't die. That was the upside.
Does anyone else want to do anything on this, like, interim night?
Yes.
All right,
after they're done training, Archibald walks by and looks down and says, "Oh, that's a cool stick." Picks it up, looks at it, nods approvingly, and walks away with it.
All right, you may add lichen-covered stick to your non-combat inventory.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
It's got detritus on it.
All right.
That might not be how you pronounce that.
I think it's detritus,
Detritus.
right?
It is detritus. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. Excuse me. Why don't we take a quick break? Like a 5-minute break.
Oh.
Okay.
I need to go get more water.
All right.
I'm back if anyone else is here.
Hello.
Hello, gamer.
Yeah. We are all gamers.
We're all gamers here. Oh, let's see. Let me go through my notes and see what else I have planned for today. Chill session. Super chill session. For now.
For now. Ominous.
I can't get through one session without dropping at least one bombshell, right?
Of course, of course.
Alright, let me answer all these messages in the meantime then. I'm gonna put Allis's art back up since you guys are out of the pillow pit. Where's Allis in my... We've been on this one map so long for like so many sessions in a row that my like layer hierarchy for this Photoshop document is just disgusting.
Oh my god.
I got a layer in here called layer 57. Don't know what's on it, but I fear that if I click on it, it could reveal a spoiler. So instead, I'm just gonna sit here.
So it just lives there.
It just lives there now.
I've returned from listening to Two Trucks.
Yeah.
That's what I did with our 5-minute break.
Two trucks having sex. Two
Yes.
trucks having sex.
Shout out to the trucks for having gay sex. Love that for them.
Two trucks. Oh, am I gonna get like DCMA takedown or whatever?
No, Neil Cicerega doesn't do DC.
Oh,
DMCA.
absolute king.
One of his albums, I think it's Mouth, whatever, is like explicitly about dodging copyright as obnoxiously as possible.
Oh yeah, no, the Mouth albums. I love the Mouth experience.
Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna do an art stream one day when I have like 4 hours, which is most days, but I need to get in the mindset where I just like draw while listening to the Mouth experience back to back. 4.5 hours of just smash mouth over various songs.
No, but that's literally the whole thing he was trying.
I know.
It was trying to avoid copyright as obnoxiously as possible. But yeah, he doesn't do DMCA takedowns because he thinks they're stupid.
King. Oh my gosh.
God. I have an actual picture of two trucks having sex outside my house somewhere. I need to find
What?
that.
Chevy says stuff.
Okay. Do they have truck nuts?
I don't think so. They're kind of backdoor to backdoor.
Oh, I see.
I've seen 2 mail trucks doing that, and I did
I
also take a picture.
I found it.
Those 2 trucks.
I've been having a very specific visualization in my head about it, and I need to not have that one. I need a different one. Yeah!
Hold on. Enhance. There it is, everybody. Trucks having sex inside Andrew's house.
Why are they doing that?
I don't think
they're having
maybe
an intimate moment.
In trucks having.
I think so 2 things. One, I think the reason why they're actually doing that is so it's easy to pass packages between the two UPS trucks. And 2, you're probably right because I don't think UPS trucks are allowed to have truck nuts on them.
Yeah, that would probably not be a super professional.
Do you ever think about truck nuts as a phenomenon and think about how weird and fucked up that is?
I only learned that was a thing like a couple years ago. And honestly, I sit here in horror.
I can do you one better. I learned that's a thing 30 seconds ago when Dwyer first said the word.
Live! We're educating the public! Oh, alright.
Doesn't know what truck nuts are. First of all,
get his ass.
Not safe for work warning.
Oh no, I wish you'd said that seconds before I looked this up. Oh god.
Oh no!
2, it's a weird American phenomenon where men will hang literally rubber ball sacks off of the back of their trucks.
Oh!
It is. Yeah,
the metal ones are worse.
It is.
Oh,
this is on Wikipedia.
There's no such thing as a good truck ball. They're truck nuts. There's no such thing. They're all bad.
They're all worse.
Look at that article title.
All right.
The worst part is that
All right. I'm reeling it in. If anyone says the word truck nuts again, they're muted for the rest of the session. All right. Let's get back to it. Where were we? I believe you guys were all camping.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have you guys complete the rest of your journey. Does that work for you? Is there anything else people want to do before it's time to go?
I was going to ask Alice more questions.
Oh yeah, you're welcome to.
The history.
Oh wait, can we still use the scrolls at all? Do we want to wait?
No, we
back
haven't.
At Luan?
We should do that.
Now, yeah, around the fire now would be a great time to do inventory management.
As you take the stick, you look at your pockets again, like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna put the vortex and guard scrolls out in front of everyone for the viewing. It's like, what do I do with these?
Well, let's have a look.
Vortex and guard.
I believe Vortex is a wind skill.
It's wind damage, effective against flyers, and guard is a pair-up skill. I have no idea how pair-up works.
So pair-up is essentially whenever you pick an NPC to be your best friend, that's your pair-up unit, and you're their pair-up unit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when we've been doing pair-up.
Yeah, you've been doing pair-up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So
yeah. Guard is very Val. What am I trying to say? Valcor.
Valcor?
Yeah, I see it.
I think Val's just gonna take the guard scroll without asking.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Val should have it.
And then apply it to himself, so he has that as a skill now.
You want to take? Did you get that, or should I delete it?
I'm copy pasting it into my skills real fast because he's using it. Okay, you're good to delete it.
Cool.
All right, so then Vortex, I believe, is still on the table.
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know.
I can already do that, I think, so if that's the thing I'm thinking of.
This feels like it would be great to have on, well, no, it wouldn't be that great on an archer, because an archer also already does that. Wind damage. I've got one more skill slot left. I don't know if this is... I have Night Kneeler, and I get Persecution Complex. I'm not sure if this is... You can't stack these abilities, right? Like, I can't stack.
Yeah, you can't do two active abilities at the same time. Unless it says as an addition.
Yeah.
We could always sell it.
Yeah. We do like money.
Well, hey, we could be moral about this, and since it came from Lothair's family temple, whatever, we could just give it to her for whatever
she said she didn't want them, but hey, Lothair?
Yeah?
Sam, that's your cue.
No, yeah, I said yeah, it didn't go through. Too high pitched.
Would I know back at the temple you said or the shrine you didn't say that you really needed these, but do you want to take a second look, or I don't know how much funds the church have, but if we sold this, maybe it could go towards that if you want.
Oh, what is it?
It's Vortex.
Vortex.
It causes wind damage, so it's really good against flyers.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a little bit of a pacifist myself, so, I don't know how much use I'd get out of this particular scroll, but, well, the church could always use more money if you really don't want it.
Everyone good for us selling this and then donating to the church?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the church literally gave Val, like, the best drugs of his life. This feels like
the church gave you morphine.
I was like, this feels like equivalent exchange.
out of character, the only unit I can think of who could... Putting it on Gare feels like a waste. I don't know if he'd ever be in a situation where that'd be...
It's basically Gottfried, or, if we're including him, Allus. As a mage.
Yeah, or like weirdly Amalthea, but like no.
Jerry has the underwater thing.
I forgot we gave her the scroll.
Y'all just be handing her shit, and she'd be like, yo.
Well, I said, the Breathe the Water scroll was a roleplay error, because I said, here, hold this, don't use it, as in, child should hold it in her inventory as a unit, and Sam, as DM, was like, she's a child. She's using this. It's like, fair enough. Fair enough. The child wants to breathe underwater. Cool.
You can't just hand a kid a book that says you can breathe underwater and then say, don't read it.
Hello, small pirate child. Would you like to take this scroll of water breathing and not use it? No!
The lake is my ocean now. But yeah. Okay. Did y'all want to discuss what to do with it, or?
Is everyone cool with what we use for Vortex?
Yeah.
No. Nothing against what we're talking about with the church or whatever.
It's not that church. It's basically the church isn't the Church of Naga, is it? I'm assuming it's Bragi or someone.
Well, to be honest, the church is really just a building. We just call it the church. It's more of a hospital.
Okay.
It's just in
already
a
a better cause.
The seeds we use to plant the stuff we need for our best supply aren't exactly cheap, after all.
Wait, you have to get those seeds?
Well, of course. There's a lot of people out there that need their pains healed. We can't just grow it all. I mean, we grow a little bit by ourselves, but the villages around Luan do a lot of the work.
Oh.
We like to support our local farmers, after all. It's only ethical.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, this will get more seeds into the church's hands and more pain medication.
We entered the Breaking Bad arc.
I'm just thinking we're funding narcotics.
Jesse, we gotta go kill a white beast.
Val, this is the fake beer flagon thing.
Oh god, wait. Oh, Gottfried was sneaking out in the middle of the night to do something. Oh no!
Wait, what?
If this is Breaking Bad now, that's what...
Is he injecting himself with lizard juice?
What?
You just thought of this? As a possibility? You just thought of this?
Legally,
I wasn't real.
Say anything to this conversation.
Oh,
I haven't done
Jesus.
enough, but it's like, Come on, this is a logical point
no,
A
you
to
see,
point B.
Because I
thinking,
didn't think of it until he said it.
I was thinking he was trying to, like, I was thinking maybe he's doing something fucked up and weird, like, how did he lose his leg? Either he's growing it back or he's, like, sacrificing bits of himself or something. I just had the whole, oh, what if he's got, like, a god complex, I'm going to become an immortal lizard person sort of thing going on. Uh-oh.
I mean, he hunts them. I don't think he... This is... Okay, we're getting off topic, but...
Again.
We can talk about theories afterwards.
The theory crafting half hour that comes out of the end of the campaign where I'm legally not allowed to speak.
Yeah, you could just
I love
laugh.
listening. I love listening and just like rubbing my little hands together like a raccoon. But anyways. All right, before you all arrive back at Luan, did anyone else want to do anything?
Wallace has changed his clothes, right?
Did anyone give him clothes?
Does anyone have clothes?
Everyone else in the party that's controlled by a player discussed doing it, and I assumed they did, but if they didn't, that's funnier.
I don't think anyone actually gave him clothes.
I'm thinking... Oh, no, Octavia's looking at him is like, okay. So, you need to ditch the outer layer while we're in Luan.
The outer layer? It's cold up there.
Well,
it's gonna be even colder at sea.
It's either you're gonna be cold for a little bit, or you're gonna be hot and burning for the rest of your life. Which won't be very long.
They're not gonna let you in looking like that.
Oh, I do understand. All right, okay. And he's going to undo his cloak, take off the top layer of his cloak, so now he's just wearing like his shirt and his pants. He still looks like an idiot.
Does he look like a Belhala idiot?
He doesn't look like a Belhala idiot, but he doesn't look like a Luan idiot. He looks like one of your idiots.
Great, he'll pass.
Octavia's holding the cloak.
Oh no.
Archibald is if you look over, Archibald's giving Octavia a look like again.
Octavia just looks at Archibald like
that was like, if you absolutely have to, we can wait a few days outside the city. I can rip off anything identifying on your clothes and sew it back up.
No, it's fine. Does anyone have like a sack I could put these in? I can just take them with me.
I hold out a sack.
Octavia looks at Archibald like he's the one with the sack.
Val looks at the giant... No, Garlic literally has like traveling pouches attached to him. Even though he's a warhorse. He's a warhorse.
No, give him the dirty sack.
No, give him the dirty sack. Please.
No, yeah, he's getting the dirty sack. Okay, that's funnier.
I will give him, as far as the stuff I have goes, I'm not going to give him literal garbage. I'm going to give him. It's not especially dirty. It's because Archibald feels sympathy, perhaps more than anyone else in the party. But it's not a good bag, because it's Archibald and everything. Like, he doesn't have quality material here. But it's, by Archibald's standards, it's a fine burlap sacks type thing.
Aulus is going to tentatively reach out, making a unsure and mildly disgusted face at this Archibald standard sack.
Val looks at the sack. Does it have holes in it?
It has patches, but not holes currently.
Okay. Is it dirty? Like, really dirty?
Not especially.
Okay, then Val won't offer to help.
Aulus is just gonna go, thanks.
If it had holes, he'd sew the holes up, and if it was, like, really dirty, he'd be like, yeah, I'll dunk it in some water or whatever, but...
Archibald has bags like that, but is giving the... He like, funniest... He almost feels bad for the dude, like, you know.
Yeah. The funniest idea I ever had was decide to make like a grizzled war general character and also make him a housewife.
For a good core.
Oh my god, yeah! I'm so delighted by this.
You weren't making that connection?
No!
It's so funny how in certain ways our characters both embody certain class archetypes and character archetypes and also are not.
I did intentionally make Val to be a Jagan, but it didn't. I wasn't connecting specifically Frederick. I was just like, yeah, you know, old guy.
Diagnoses you with Frederick.
I love that.
Teddy bear.
But Allus is going to take the sack. He's going to let out a thanks from between his teeth, and he's going to drop his cloak and the outer layer of his robe into it. Now he just looks like some dinky little man, maybe like a bard or something. He's definitely dressed too nicely for the good people of Luan. They tend to dress very simply, but he's not going to get thrown in jail on sight.
That's the plan. Octave was like, "Aw, you look like some of the guys I used to work with."
What is that supposed to mean?
It's your poofy pants.
What's wrong with my pants?
Nothing. They just feel very familiar to me.
Ugh.
Not like that. God. Ew.
He's gonna like dust himself off and say, well, I dress for comfort over fashion, but clearly comfort means something very different to the peasant of the world.
Did you literally just say peasant?
Peasants. He's a rich boy from the big city. He's
gonna lose all his money getting a boat ticket. He's not gonna be a little rich boy for long.
Allus, or whatever
Yeah.
your name is.
No,
that's right,
it.
right?
It's Allus.
Yeah, not being rude, I'm just bad at this.
Forgiven.
Weird question.
Yeah?
But I don't know that we're going there. I certainly hope not. Is there anything, like messages or something you'd want delivered to any family or something if we ever run across them? Is there like anything that they should know if we ever stumble across them in the wilderness or something?
No. I've already
this isn't
sent
a
my
trap.
messages. I've already sent any messages I was going to give, so.
When?
Oh,
ominous. Thank you.
And as he does this, you guys are going to notice there are a lot of pigeons in the air today.
Huh.
One of them swoops down from the sky and sort of lands at you guys' feet and hops around a little bit, and it's got a little something like tied to its leg. It hops up to Allus and he takes it and he puts it in his pocket without saying anything, and then the pigeon just flies away.
Val is to rest a hand on Dullahan and go, if you are betraying us in the hopes that Belhala will give you pity, I will ruin you.
What? No!
Do you understand?
I'm just arranging a boat ride for myself. I'm not...
Okay, listen, if that's it, nothing bad will happen, and I will help you get on that boat and make sure you are set off safely. But never hurts to scare you a little bit. And then he smiles coldly.
I guess not. Here, as a motion of goodwill, why don't I give you this? And he's gonna dig into his pocket and pull out another piece of paper, and hand it to Val.
Okay, Val opens it and looks at it.
It's definitely some sort of like magic item. You're not quite sure what it is on sight. But as you open it up, a bird lands on your shoulder and looks at you inquisitively.
Whoa.
What?
Just just write anything you like on that page, and the birds will take it anywhere you want.
So can Val give the bird a little scratchy?
Yeah, the bird coos at you as you scratch under its chin.
Val looks delighted.
See? No foul play here. I wouldn't give that to just anyone.
I take back a good portion of everything I alluded to earlier about you being stupid. A good portion of it. There's still some that's true here about the cult, especially the cult stuff. Watch out for that. But
okay,
that's the secret bird messages is a good trick. We completely all
Val is going to put that in a pocket close to his chest.
So you're gonna add that to your non-combat inventory. It's just called like the scroll of messenger bird summoning. And how it works, this is DM Sam speaking, obviously. How it works is you just unfurl it, you write whatever you want, a bird will appear to take it from you, and it'll take it, depending on where you're sending this message, it'll take a couple days maybe for the bird to get there and back. But the paper refreshes itself every time it is delivered to the person it is meant to go to, and unless the bird is intercepted, then it will always find its way to you.
Dope.
So basically, it's bird honing beam.
Wow.
Is the paper like, if the bird dies, is the paper lost forever? Or
yes.
How does that?
If the bird is holding the paper and the bird no longer birds, then the paper will no longer paper. You could probably get someone to make another one if they know how, but.
So does Val is this like a one-use type thing? Like, nope. Val has one?
Nope. The paper wipes itself clean after its message has been delivered so that the person who it was sent to can respond.
Val
cuts out a million times.
No, that was me laughing. I was like genuinely like stopping. I was going like, Val is going, so Val pockets the paper and looks at Alice and is like, this is probably the nice, like, Val hasn't been mean unless, he gets worked up and is genuinely just like pretty neutral towards Alice, but like very genuinely says, okay, thank you. And then looks at Lothair and says, if we ever find what you need, be prepared, I'll send a pigeon.
Lothair will smile at you and say, you can send pigeons more often than that. I'm always happy to talk.
Val is going to grin and say, okay. Val has a friend for the first time in 20 years.
Yes!
Val has a lot of friends.
Yeah, Val has a lot of friends. Val has a lot of friends for the first time in 20 years. And one's like, yeah, we want to be pen pals. And Val's like, oh my god, I have a pen pal? So he's really excited right now.
Oh.
Alright, yes. Alright. Are we good as far as the camp goes?
Have we given is Alice going to the school? Was that the idea?
He's going to the port at Luan.
Oh wait, actually
No. But like, is he going by boat to Arcanea?
Yeah, that's what he's been saying this whole time.
And we've given him the address or whatever and all that.
His plan seems to be hitching a ride on like a import-export boat. Just getting to Arcanea and then figuring it out from there. That seems to be his plan.
Val is going to so Val's gonna at some point going to come up to him and go, listen, I have some sway in some locations in Altea, which is one of the countries in Arcanea. Would you like a recommendation from me?
Didn't you say that if you ever saw me again in Arcanea, you would kill me?
Yeah, but then you were nice to me, and I don't like leaving. I don't like leaving debts unpaid.
I see. Well, I mean, if you have the time, I guess I wouldn't turn something like that down.
Here's the question: is I specifically have sway at the mage school, which you might benefit from going to. And Val like pauses for a sec, and like winces, like he realized that might be an insult, and that might not be, and he isn't quite sure if it was.
Get a job, go to school.
And then the other thing is, and then also in the military, which I don't know if you want to keep fighting people, but you could also do what I did when I was like 12 to 16, which is do their chores and they feed and house you and protect you.
I'll admit, the school sounds interesting. I have all my magic schooling done from home, so.
I will warn you that that is where I work.
Oh, I see. And when you come back, you're gonna kill me. I understand.
No.
Okay.
No. I won't. Al looks like this is painting him. He's like, if they'd be stupid to write you a letter of recommendation for the school and then kill you. That'd be dumb. They'd also probably be mad at me if I killed one of their students.
Oh, yes. Understandable.
What I am saying is that you're going to see me again, and I don't know if you are particularly fond of that idea. You're probably going to see Edwin again. He's a student at that school. You're probably going to see Octavia again. She's going to fight one of the people that work for the school because he wronged her and her family. The only thing I will say is there's a marigold patch about half a mile northwest of the school campus. Please don't go there. That's the only boundary I'll set if you want a recommendation for the school.
I have a pollen allergy, so that's fine by me.
Great, you're not gonna go there, then I'll...
And no giant sinister stone tables, Archibald kind of shouted. If you want to dodge the whole I'm in a cult thing, if anyone mentions any stone tables, don't even think about it.
Val points at Archibald and like nods as if he said something very profound.
Avoid stone tables. Got it. Okay.
Would you like a letter of recommendation for me to go to the school?
If you would be so kind.
Val like sighs as if this is like kind of hard for him, but nods. And that night, it doesn't take him very long, and it's a genuine note. Like when you read it, it's like, hi, this is a guy who knows dark magic. He helped me on our journey while in Jugdral. He has some proficiency with, and then like lists the saves that he used on them.
He made us crazy.
No, Val doesn't say that. Val says he has proficiency with Berserker Pulse, and like it's like, hey, if you were to come back and be like, hey, how'd you know that? Val would be like, oh no, what's over there? And then leave. But like you can kind of read between the lines and see that he must have used it, and that's interesting. Mm-hmm. So, and then says, Val will incur any damages that Ollis does to the school in my absence if he causes problems. I will take responsibility for them. Please let him learn. And then, yeah, like, ties it and hands it to him and says, give that to the headmaster. I should hope that this will give you some sway. I can't be 100% certain. Who knows? Maybe this was... I don't know why they'd want to get rid of me. I've been a really good janitor for 20 years, but I'll hope this at least puts your foot in the door.
Oh, well.
You're like a... Oh, go on.
No, you can go.
No, I'm doing a shitty gag.
Oh, I see. Well, he's just gonna say, well, thanks a lot. That, I hope we can see better eye to eye when you return.
Val stands up. Val seems like he doesn't know what to say to that, and goes, I guess I'd try. Yeah. I hope you just remember to ask questions. Don't blindly believe what others tell you. Make your own path and fuck it up.
Do fuck it up?
And then that's it. That's the conversation.
Archibald, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say something about the whole Val's like a janitor. They can't replace you. You're like janitor and like a general or whatever. It's like a 2-for-1 deal. The janitor's salary.
2-for-1.
2-for-1. It is. Well, I mean, they pay Val pretty well in that, like, if he asks for stuff, they'll get it for him. He lives there. They feed him. Like, it's a pretty good deal for him. He doesn't need much. So, it's pretty good for him. He's having a good time. But they can't replace him. Well, they could replace him, but, like, they also wouldn't have someone who's that willing to deal with children's shit. You know? Literally and figuratively.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Alright. Well, then, without further ado, I am directing the gang towards Luan. Does that sound okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you guys enter Luan after another long day of walking. Thankfully, again, smooth journey. You don't find anyone out there suspicious-like. And the first thing you do, at Aulus's, prodding demand, is go to the port. Because he's ready to get out of here. He doesn't. Being in Luan makes him uncomfortable.
Be good at that.
He finds the first like merchant ship he can see, and it's leaving tomorrow, so good timing. And he talks to the person, the captain of the ship, and the captain's like at first like, I don't know if I want this weird man on my vessel, but then Aulus starts like, you know, waving a little bit of gold in front of him, and he's like, oh, welcome aboard, skipper. So
if you give him a loot, he's really good at parties, Octavia yells out.
Aulus is gonna like turn behind him, completely mortified, because he has never touched an instrument in his life. But the captain's gonna like stroke his chin, like,
gives him a thumbs up.
Archibald whispers in Amalthea's ear and explains the joke that was just done there.
Amalthea like listens intently and then loudly, after everyone else is quieted down, laughs. As you guys are, you know, gathering around at port, just, you know, seeing what Aulus is going to be getting up to, it seems like he's going to have a safe journey to Arcanea. Lothair is going to just address the group, and she's going to say, well, it seems like a waste of money to have you guys stay at the inn, so why don't you just stay at my house for the night? There's plenty of room. I live alone. And then she looks at Aulus and says, I think your lodgings are taken care of for the night, so why don't you just go find a room on your ship? She's not inviting Aulus.
Yeah.
Good. We love a passive-aggressive queen.
But yeah, she's inviting the rest of you. Will you take her up on her offer?
Definitely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is the market still open, though?
The market is still open. It's late.
Okay.
Stuff is
real quick, I would, as everyone else is leaving, I'd like to do the traditional Archibald awkward, just walk up to Aulus and like extend a hand for a weird handshake. Does he take it?
Yeah, Aulus is gonna take it after a second, and he's gonna just like limply shake your hand.
Actually, good luck out there.
Well,
I do know what it's like, kind of.
Thanks, I guess. Maybe we'll see each other in Arcanea.
Maybe. It gets better from here. As long as you're not, you know, stupid about it.
Well, as long as I don't end up smelling like you, I think I'll be okay. And then he laughs to himself and he says, I'm just kidding. Thanks for everything.
Yeah. Oh. See it, and then just walk away.
Alright. Aulus boards the ship. The captain claps him on the back, and you hear him loudly discussing Aulus's profession, which he hesitantly claims is bard before he leaves earshot and disappears into the bowels of the ship. So Aulus has officially left your party. As
Goodbye!
of now, there is, I will never confirm or deny whether he'll appear in the future, but he is officially no longer present for use.
Bye.
Edwin waved goodbye to him when he was boarding the ship. I don't know if he bothered to turn around.
He peeked over his shoulder a little bit. He didn't wave, but he noticed you.
Octavia was waving with Edwin with a big smile on her face.
Yeah, that's why he
Edwin has no idea what's going on.
Val was giving like a look of like both like good riddance, but also like actually good luck. Don't die, hopefully. But also I wasn't paying attention to the stream very hard. And I was looking out of the corner of my eye, and I saw that, there's like the ring of people, and then Edwin on the outside, and I thought that was like, and I was like, wait, that's Edwin's sprite. Why is Edwin leaving the group? And I got like really concerned for like half a second before I remembered that was the sleeping arrangement. And I was like, oh, never mind.
No, yeah, now this is Luan. This is Luan now.
Pillow Fort Luan.
But
Good
yes,
job, Sam.
Lothair has graciously invited you all to stay at her house for the night. Do you accept? Or would you like to stay at the inn?
I'd like to stay at Lothair's house. How does everyone else feel? Yeah.
We have limited money. Free housing sounds great. Even if it means sleeping on the floor, Val will do that.
Lothair seems quote unquote hype as fuck to have friends over. So she's going to lead you down the streets. But first, someone wanted to go to the market?
Yeah, basically, I'm assuming, do we want to sell the Vortex Scroll now? And Octavia wants to sell the Iron Knife.
All right, yeah, you can do that. The stalls are open if you would like to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna have... Does someone else want to sell the Vortex Scroll, or do you want me to sell both?
I mean, I don't see why you can't sell both, seeing as we're all nice enough people to share gold if the other person needs it.
Yeah.
If Octavia was the kind of character to, not share gold, then maybe that'd be a question, but, she doesn't care, so.
That's the plan. So, yeah, Octavia basically goes, shoot, I gotta look at Archibald's character sheet to see what the actual... Well...
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, Sam, DM, Iron Knife sold, and Vortex Scroll sold. The Vortex Scroll is going to be connected to just either we can give it directly to Lothair for the church.
Yeah, you can give it directly to Lothair's inventory if you like. She'll just give that to the church. She's not
I'll just add
she's not gonna steal it.
Gold. Yeah, I'll just add 250 gold to her stuff. And for the Iron Knife, that was 100 gold, correct?
Mm-hmm. I love how you guys just let Aulus have all the stuff in his inventory.
As he was getting on the boat,
Lothair has Berserk Pulse.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna remember that she has that, and she's gonna take it out, and she's gonna say, I have no interest in keeping this wicked object. Does anyone else want to have this?
Val look at it like it's also a cursed object and go, no.
Hey, Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey's looking kind of interested.
That's Archibald. Say that out loud. Hey, Godfrey. just looking over at him before he sees the way the wind is blowing. These two going, "Ew, this is a gross artifact." He's not about to let that shit happen.
Yeah, Godfrey's looking a little bit interested at the berserk staff.
I mean, he can take it if he likes, but Val doesn't. Val personally is not like hyped about the ethics of forcing people to hurt their, like, you know, it's a war crime to force people to fight against their former allies if they don't choose to, and the berserk staff confuses them into doing that. So Val feels weird about it.
I will say, Godfrey currently does not have enough room in his inventory to hold the berserk spells.
What is he?
I also thought about it, but Edwin definitely doesn't have pocket space either.
But we're at a shop. If anyone wants to sell what else they have on them, I will say after selling the iron knife, Octavia's gonna go to Gare and just give it to us like for the first night at the inn. Take it.
Oh, well, thanks. I guess. He's never
gotta
gonna
learn
turn
how to
stuff.
Yeah, we also need to teach you how to barter.
Val is going to step in and go, I mean, he managed to actually barter down the price from what it was in exchange for cleaning dishes. I don't think we should be that mean to him about it.
Yeah, usually I just take what I want. I don't bother paying.
Yeah. And it. Got it. Okay, fair enough. Never mind. Just take the gold.
Gary would be happy to take the gold. Go ahead and add that to his inventory.
Okie dokie.
If Godfrey wants the staff, I'll offer to hold something. I guess. B is weird.
Godfrey's gonna like consider the staff, but after like a moment of thinking about it, like just kind of remembering, he's gonna like lower his hand. He's gonna say, maybe it's better if we just sell it.
Yeah, I think we should sell it because I don't think any of us is morally going to use it. You know?
Yeah, and also, guys, it's 1,000 gold. We could do a lot with 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Is that a lot?
Well, you need 500 gold to change class at a shrine.
Oh. Is this in character, or is it... Because that was in character as Archibald. I don't know what the hell we're...
I would basic... In character, Octavia's like, 1,000 gold can get you a long way.
How far is a long way? Like...
Well, give you an example. And Octavia holds up Larce's edge. This was 800 gold. This was quite useful in the last 2 battles that we had.
Archibald holds up the shitty thief sword and looks at Larce's edge. Is like, oh, I see.
Congratulations to Archibald. This is Dwyer, not Val. I realized I started low and then I was like, nope, this is me. Congratulations to Archibald for learning basic economics.
Money can be used to buy goods and services. I wanted a Vita.
I want a PlayStation Vita.
I mean, he went from a cult where money was never a problem for him specifically to Dirt Boy.
Dirt Boy.
I love
Dirt Boy.
Why pay for what I can go break open a barn for and just eat and leave?
And look what happened.
It worked for like a couple centuries or whatever.
True.
Alright, so you're selling the berserk staff?
Yeah.
Alright, who's taking the money?
Who wants to hold the money?
$1,000 is a big responsibility.
We can always split it.
Yeah, we can just split it. It's not Jugdral rules.
You have to get married in order to trade them.
Or you have to have bargain or be a thief.
Oh my god, they go on to Jugdral and suddenly that becomes true and immediately Val looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
okay, Val, you have to reclass as a thief now.
God, the rich people here used to have all sorts of weird laws about like financial trading, and you couldn't really like freely trade money unless there was some sort of marriage connecting houses. It was weird. This is Archibald, by the way, talking about the olden days of weird financial law.
Ye old, ye old financial compensation.
That sounds fucked up. That's Octavia saying.
Yeah.
All right, divide the money how you see fit. Then
I have 162 gold. I haven't had more than 200 gold since I gave it all away that first time.
So
Octavia
250.
I have 265 gold.
So 250 per person, probably, or
yeah,
sure.
250.
Yeah, I already added it to Val's sheet, but I could subtract it if needed. But
no,
yeah,
250 sounds good, and that's enough for reclass now. If I want to.
Ooh.
You wanted to, or you could save up another 500 for the extra cool reclass option.
The altar,
the turbo.
How do we know which ones cost more on this sheet?
Maximum overdrive.
The classes.
Yeah.
Well, the 500 gold one will always be a second tier class, and the 1000 gold one will always be a third tier class.
Okay, I see.
So.
I feel like now that you said that, I feel like you've said that before and I just completely forgot.
When you have like a character guiding you, like Lethair, I will tell you exactly what you can get because Lethair would already know because she's like probably done this before. But if you're just wandering up to a random shrine without anyone in your party who can like activate it for free, it's gonna be very much a luck of the draw gamble as to what pops out of the table.
Probably related to who the shrine is for, I assume, given the last one.
Definitely related to who the shrine is
for.
The
loot boxes of destiny.
Exactly. Except I know it's in the loot box.
Of destiny!
Alright. Okay. Lethair is going to shepherd you all towards her home. It's down one of the larger streets. She seems to live in like a nice area of town. She's clearly a well-respected individual. The guards that pass her on the way, they all like greet her by name, and she greets them back. Like everyone seems to really like Lethair in this town.
Correct opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of them clearly missed her. Like a bunch come up and they ask, like, "Oh, where were you? We were so worried about you." And she just like brushes them off. She's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm fine. I was with my friends." And then she like points at all of you, and that seems to satisfy them because you guys look pretty threatening. In a good way, in a safe way.
Yeah.
Al looks really honored to be called someone's friend. Like again, it's like hitting him again. That he's like, "Oh yeah. I'm not some weird loner that cleans shit." Literally and figuratively. So I have to make that joke every time I accidentally say clean shit, not realizing how funny it is. I don't even mean to, but every time I'm like,
shit.
But, and he's like, "No, I for real have like friends and people that think about me when I'm not there and are worried about me."
Lethair will constantly hold you very close to her heart. Even all of you. That goes for all of you. Yes. But she is going to lead you to her home. It's not really like it's not like a house. It's more of, I would say, like, I guess the medieval version of a condo. Like it's like an apartment that's part of a building, but it's like a large portion of the building. Like there's multiple floors.
Quick question, Sam.
Yeah.
Does Octavia recognize anything about this building?
You're not in it yet. You're not in it yet.
Okay, when we get in it, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
Question again when she's unlocked the door.
God.
When I'm done describing the house.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to see you're on your feet here. Okay, yeah, so it's like sort of a half of a house. There's another door on the other side of the building where another family lives. She says she lives alone, but even if she lives alone, like, she's clearly taken really good care of the place. There's like flower boxes, and there's plants, and there's a little bit of like a front yard area behind a gate, which isn't locked for whatever reason. Maybe she's just that trusting, or maybe it's because the fence is like 3 feet high and easily jumpable because there's no spikes at the top. Who knows? But she lets you into her house, and she holds her arms out and she says, "Well, you're free to go wherever you want. I don't really have any places that are off limits. There should be plenty of space. I have my own room, but there's also my old room that someone can sleep in, and my grandfather's old room. There's plenty of couches and chairs, and I'll get something started for dinner, okay?"
Sounds good.
And she's going to swoop off to the kitchen.
Val is going, before she does that, Val's gonna offer to help.
She would love to have your help, especially
Awesome.
because she has no plan for dinner, and she's not a very good cook.
Val's Val's really good at cooking.
She was literally just gonna make something up as she went along. It was probably gonna be weird soup.
No, Val's actually, again, I did everything in my power to make Val like a housewife, so Val is really good at cooking. And he hasn't, none of you know that, because you've been eating, you know, like rations and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot you can do with, like, a rat, as we've established.
Yeah.
But, Val actually does look pretty excited to prove that, you know, he's got interesting skills that aren't cleaning up after you and punching people in the face.
Yeah. He's 3-dimensional.
Sorry.
What are Val and Lothair gonna make for dinner? What's on the menu, Val? She's got like a bunch of stuff in her pantry, and she's got like an ice box. It's got like
the stuff in it not rotten?
No. It's like a magic refrigerator. It's got like ice magic.
Yeah,
going.
okay. And she's only been gone.
Like 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, just checking. I was like, it's been 4 days, so everything in there's peachy keen.
We're skipping straight over the concept of like an ice box or a salt box or something straight to magic refrigerator.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Like Blizzard
magic
exists. Why wouldn't you use that?
You were right. You were right.
Yeah, no, it's...
They have indoor plumbing. I'm gonna let them have fridges. Not gonna let them have like a laptop. You go into the living room and Garrett's just on Reddit.
No!
I mean,
well, it's better than Facebook.
In this conversation, Gottfried is standing in the background, awkwardly just hiding his gun behind his back.
It's magic power.
No, it's in his box. It's in his box.
Yeah, he's not holding a gun in the middle of this lady's house.
It's in his box.
It is stored away. But yes, what are you making for dinner?
Okay, so we're gonna make... I have a few... We're gonna make, so... What's the grain situation?
She's got a big old bag of rice in her pantry.
Yeah, I assumed. So we're gonna make basically like a nice bed. Is salt's like in low supply in most medieval settings. This is me who likes to cook.
She has a little bit, but it's not like you can't make french fries.
Yeah. No, obviously not. So it's gonna be like a bed. Does she have like other spices?
Yeah, she's got like a little cabinet. It's not like epic, but you know.
And I'm assuming she has wine.
Yes, she definitely has wine.
Yeah. All right.
Lothair's definitely a red wine and bathtub sort of girl.
Yes, so true. Yeah, we're gonna make some. So Val is going like they've got she's got meat. Yeah. Sorry, I have to. This is. Hi.
Yeah, she's got like fish. Luan's a fishing village, so she's got fish in the ice box. You don't know exactly what kind, but it's in there. She doesn't remember.
Can I tell what they are by sniffing them?
Yeah.
Are you helping?
No, only for the. I heard people saying, "What kind of fish are these?" I don't know. I don't. Well, just like skitters on in. Take a sniff. Can I do that?
Can I make you make a roll?
Yeah, what kind?
A bestiary roll. That's an animal.
Oh yeah, that would be the obvious one, wouldn't it? Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's see here. Holy crap! It's 19 minus 2, 17.
Wow.
She's got a nice big cut of like carp in there.
So you guys are questioning what kind of fish it is, and Archibald silently just struts in, bends down, like sticks his face halfway in the fridge, and like sniffs. It's carp. It's carp. And then turns and walks out of the ring.
Alright, so Val is going to make a like a seared carp.
Fancy.
Like a seared carp fillet with making a sauce out of lemon juice and butter. I'm assuming they have butter. It's just milk.
Yeah, butter.
Yeah. With you know, it's lemon, butter, and some fish broth, and yeah, she's making making some nice carp fillets with the pan sauce.
When you're cooking and Lothair's watching you do this and she's like kind of taking notes in her head, but once in a while she'll like come up to you with an ingredient that's just like, why do you have that? And she'll be like, what if we add this? Like she'll just come up to you with like cinnamon, be like, this might be good.
Val will politely say, not really in this dish, but this is how you can use it in ways that suit it. Just so she doesn't. He's like, cinnamon doesn't really go well with fishy tastes, but it can be good for marinades. It can be good in rich things like like if you're more of like a red wine sauce. This is a butter sauce, so it wouldn't be great. It can be good if you're making hot cocoa. It can really add something to that.
Hungry now.
So like he's not just like no. He's like, not really with this, but and then like
he's educating.
Yeah.
He's educating. Lothair watches you with rapt attention. She's very much interested in this, and she is learning, obviously. And yeah, so you guys are in the kitchen, you're making dinner. Everyone else kind of has free reign of the house. Lothair said, go wherever you want. So I'm just going to describe kind of the vibes of the house. It's very like neatly decorated. It's very like, I'm going to say maturely decorated. She doesn't have that much like stuff lying around. All of her decorations are very like, oh, how tasteful. She's got kind of a little interior design brain going on. You do get some of the echoes of the pillow pit when you see her couch, but everyone's got their vices, am I right?
So true.
I assume there's no obvious secrets, like for Archibald's standards. Like he's going to go sniffing around for what can I find in this old house that's sinister. I doubt there's anything, but
you look around. I assume you're like sneakily going through drawers and stuff, aren't you? Or you just
nonchalantly, not like sneaky, like, oh, you can't see me, but more of a like nonchalant, just like poking around, like in a way that if anyone asks, "What are you doing?" It's like, no, just looking.
Gotcha. Well, as you're looking around, you don't really see anything super suspicious. You do open a drawer to like a table off in the corner and find like perhaps a saucy book that she's hidden away, but that doesn't scream national secrets, that screams Lothair secrets. But other than that, you don't really find...
What's the title of the book?
See that Val is making dinner right now? Because he would smack you for this.
Someone look... Hold on, I didn't
want to find this.
Titles.
I'm looking for, like, dark artifacts in the old house.
I know, but Val's like, this is our friend. Stop being a fucking weirdo, and would, like, hit him upside the head.
Hold on, I need... It's this...
I asked her word.
Wait, let me paste it! Let me paste it!
Oh, yeah, I know what this is.
It's this one!
Yep, I knew it. I knew we were getting a Chuck Tingle book.
I knew it.
Yeah, Lothair's got one of those in her drawer.
But opens the drawer really. opens the drawer really gingerly, and it's like halfway open, and he peeks down, and then just closes it like immediately. And just sort of turns, like,
as you turn away from the book, denying that you ever saw such a thing, you see that there's a staircase going up to the second floor, and along the staircase there are like not photographs, obviously, but like drawings, like nicely done drawings and pictures of what must be Lethair's family, or at least you assume they're the Lethair's family. People just kind of like sitting. None of them are like super professionally done. Either these were done by like Lethair herself or like an amateur in the city. You know, the old go for a family photo, sit awkwardly for 4 hours sort of deal. Except for one of them, which is in a nicer frame, which is like an actual painting. But other than that, they're all just like sketches.
Nothing notable about any of them aside from the fact that they're like her family looking.
Yeah, they all look like her. All of the people look like her. As you're looking at these pictures, you can see that Godfried is also on the staircase looking at these pictures. But he's not really saying anything. He's just kind of looking around.
Weird statues or like gargoyles or like fireplaces or weird stone mantles that would have a hidden chamber behind them.
Nope, she doesn't even have a fireplace, it looks like. This is just a simple wooden house. As you go up to the second floor, you can see this is where all the bedrooms are. All the doors are open. There's no like, ooh, secret locked doors. You find one door that's closed and you open it, but it's just a closet. It's full of dresses. Yeah.
I see.
Nothing super suspicious.
I assume that Gottfried and I are doing the like we're both like going down the hall to like the same places.
No, Gottfried is still on the stairs looking at the pictures.
Octavia.
In that case.
Ooh, go ahead. Finish your.
I was gonna walk on down to check out what he was looking at again, and so if you are also doing that, then we could both do that.
Yeah, we both. Octavia has been like going around the hall, and she gets to the stairway. Basically, I'm guessing both Archibald and Octavia at the same time, like go up to Godfrey and look at what he's looking at.
A shot from the wall's perspective of him looking, and we just slide in on either side of him, like
wow, yes. Cinematography of this campaign.
the cinematopology. Cinematography.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful yeah, okay, so what are you saying, Tim?
We're not saying anything at first. I want to know what's in the picture he's looking at in particular.
So he's looking at the one picture on the wall that's not like a charcoal sketch. This is the nicer painting. It's very finely done. It's in like a nice golden painted frame. The frame obviously isn't made of actual gold, it's wood, but it's painted a nice color gold. And it depicts a man with long hair, same color as Lethair. He's kind of sitting. He's wearing very nice, like, cleric-y sort of robes, and he's got a very serious expression on his face.
Oh, the guy?
What?
Octavia asked that to Gottfried.
No, I didn't hear it at all. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, sorry. Did you know the guy?
Gottfried is going to, like, think to himself, and he's gonna squint a little bit, and he says, he looks familiar.
So.
Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say that this man looks an awful lot like the, gentleman from the school who met a rather unfortunate end.
Oh.
Yeah. I literally, the second Sam was like, yeah, he's staring at a picture of an older guy. I was like, I know who this is.
That was your teacher?
Not my teacher. I was in the other class.
Oh, right. Sorry.
He looks like him, though.
Wait. So, she's...
Wait.
Oh, no.
That would make sense. He was the teacher of the magically adept class, after all.
You weren't?
Godfrey's gonna, like, give you a look, like, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, jeez.
Octavia looks between them, because it's like she kind of, but she thinks about it, it's like, oh. And she also connects, like, oh, God. So, Lothair... Oh, that's sad.
Well, I mean, she doesn't seem too broken up about it, so...
And what kind of tone does Godfrey take with that?
He's just kind of like, he's thinking. He's like, he doesn't sound like, oh, well, you know, that's life, but he's not, like, about to start crying either. Like, he's just thinking.
I'm so sorry, this is so dumb, but this is gonna bug me for forever. Actually, no, I'll put it in chat. Never mind. Keep going.
Okay.
Well, this makes me feel infinitely more awkward, and we will never speak of our little trip to her, I say, to Godfrey.
I mean, I assume she already knows what happened to him. It wasn't exactly a secret.
Didn't really keep it a secret by the sounds of it.
Did we find anything of his while we were there?
Godfrey's gonna, like, reach into his pocket a little bit, and he's gonna say, well, I mean, I picked up a few old notes and such, but nothing of note that she would want.
Did you get a light tome there? Or my...
you guys found a bolting tome.
Mm-hmm.
Was that...
That's a distance thunder tome!
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh. Do we still have that, or do we get rid of that?
Someone has it. I think Edwin.
Edwin has it.
He
hasn't used it yet.
I am going to... I grab both of you by the shoulders and I whisper, stay here. And then I scuttle off down the hall, and I, like, go peeking in different doors until I find where Edwin is. Edwin, where?
Trakey's muted right now.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Poor
no.
timing on my part.
Oh.
Feel better. Trakey has an upset
feel better.
Edwin's on the couch. Feeling it.
Trakey, am I allowed to do the whole grab Edwin and pull over thing? Cool. I find Edwin, just like, run over quietly, just grab him and just like shuffle down the hall. Back to the other two. It's like, found him.
So you all found a bolting tome in the school.
Show him the book, and that's to Edwin, who, again.
Does Edwin show the book?
Yeah.
Yes, he shows the book. Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything before we jump to any conclusions? Is there anything written and like anywhere in the book that could denote an owner?
I think we found it.
We're not going to jump to conclusions.
In his desk?
God.
Yeah, you weren't there for that.
It's kind of the hit again is like, we loot, but we don't loot from the dead people that are the dead people associated with our friends.
Now,
it's also...
Oh, okay, that makes it weird.
This
makes it weird. Right?
This is Dwyer talking.
Hi, Dwyer.
Just as a reminder to the player characters that anything Lothair didn't have a use for, she thought it was fine for us to steal from there.
Yeah, that's true.
She straight up gave Val Dullahan. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I found this on the floor. It's yours now.
Yeah, that's true.
But as Archibald again, is like, this is weird, because like, and I pull everyone in super close so I can whisper so that she lives right here, and they straight up just left. Like, we went in there and it was like there was still just like splattered Kim. Is that like her father? And they just never. What the hell's up with that? Oh, and is that why she's not allowed out of, like...
Octavia just looks to Godfrey, like, for any sort of answers.
Godfrey's gonna remind, Archibald that, Lothair did say that she's not allowed out of town because someone saw her holy brand, and now they're all protecting her because of that, not because of this, as far as she said.
I guess we know why the school teacher was
obliterated.
Uh-huh. Also, isn't that school, correct me if I'm wrong, DM, isn't that school in town?
That school is in town. It's like on the edge of town, kind of like to the northern part along the river-ish, but not quite.
And that school is in town.
But Godfrey, how? It was years ago, decades ago.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry, but Godfrey, that was... And she turns back to Godfrey. That was years ago, decades ago.
If only there was someone else who had seen the event. I say, knowing Val dreamed the event, but is currently in the kitchen cooking cart play.
The two missing pieces of the puzzle are currently
pieces of the puzzle, and after this conversation, Octavia is gonna see if she recognizes this room. The stairwell.
To be fair, I will say Val did mention that he has seen someone with similar, like... Gottfried knows that Valente had the dream because Gottfried was awake when she woke up from it, and she said, hey, did the guy have green hair and green eyes? And he was like, maybe. The murderer.
You said the green hair thing out loud?
Yeah,
out loud.
But everyone was sleeping.
Yeah, Archibald was asleep.
Damn.
Everyone except for Godfrey.
However, when she was holding Dullahan to Alice's throat, she did say, I saw someone with similar hair to yours, and I was wondering if he was a relative, and if he had holy blood. And so... I don't know if people are gonna make that connection. Like, obviously, that's pretty wild.
Like, the gears are spinning.
The problem here is that Archibald, I obviously, but Archibald can't, because he doesn't have quite all the pieces.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if that's enough for the characters to make the connection. Mm-hmm. I think it would definitely, obviously, be enough for Godfrey, because Godfrey knows she had the dream and she straight up said.
So the only question is, does Godfrey say anything?
Samantha!
Alright, wait.
Godfrey still...
What are you asking Godfrey? You
okay, basically, I think Octavia's like, but that was when they mentioned the magic school and it happened on the edge of town. It's like, but that was years ago, decades ago. I thought you said, didn't they start to get patrols more after this incident, or has it always been like this? Why target this teacher?
I mean,
and
I assume if he had holy blood, then he was probably a target from the beginning.
Yeah.
If he was probably old enough that he could have been one of the people that left Valhalla. Maybe that's why. They knew what he looked like already. Again, I wouldn't have known.
So they sent someone.
Oh no!
Like our little green friend who we just sent away on a ship.
But they weren't going to do another kidnapping.
It was a familiar. Oh my god.
Oh no.
His dad might have been.
Yeah, Octavia, like, turns around and, like, sits on the stair and covers her mouth.
I don't know if he didn't really seem to know shit. I don't know if he knew exactly what he was. I get the impression he's a dumbass. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if he knew even. Like, he was very insistent that it was just a kidnapping. But so either why would
maybe he managed to anger them in some other way.
Yeah, because Alice said he had holy blood. He's got the fucking green hair to prove it. Like,
that's
Archibald's
that's the proof that you're summoning.
The proof.
He's got green hair.
Yeah, Archibald.
It's literally minor through holy blood. It's not.
That's not one of the green ones.
That's why Bolty originally was like, "Who does that town belong to?"
Yeah, Archibald doesn't know. Archibald's like, yeah, green hair. No, you have to realize Archibald's theory was green hair,
dragon.
Green hair does just
and then it
dragon,
was not dragon, holy blood, and he's like, he's descended from the green one or something, whatever his name.
Great job, buddy.
Epic.
Yeah.
As you guys are quietly discussing this on the stairs, Lothair is going to come out from the kitchen, and she's going to notice that there's a small gathering, and she's going to say, "What are you guys looking at?"
Octavia looks at, the art.
Oh, that's my grandfather.
Oh.
Where's Amalthea?
Amalthea's next to Gare on the couch bothering him.
Okay. I think it would have been fun. Sorry, in my head I was like, imagine if she's there and she just goes, "Peepaw!" and that's it.
Oh yeah.
Peepaw moment.
Anyway.
But yeah, Lothair's gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's my grandfather. He passed away a while ago." But I keep the picture around.
That's not in character.
It's a nice picture. Did he get it done in town?
No, actually, he brought it with him from wherever he was from, so we just keep it around.
Octavia takes a moment to process this information. And is like,
you guys aren't from? I assume sort of the broggy holy blood that you guys are just from around the temple area this whole time.
Nope. At least, I mean, I am, and my parents am, but you know.
Octavia starts to look at the other sketches. Do any of the other sketches look familiar to Octavia?
To Octavia specifically?
Yes.
You see a bunch of pictures of people you don't really recognize. The sketches are kind of like smudged. They're pretty old. Not like so old that you can't see, but you know, they're just charcoal on paper. And it's not like they're behind glass or anything. But you do notice, closer down the line towards like the base of the staircase, you notice a familiar form of a lady with short business-like hair, in a cleric's outfit, similar to the one that Lothair is wearing right now. And you do recognize her as the woman from your dream. The woman who yelled at you.
Octavia points at the drawing. Is that your mom?
Oh, yeah. That's her.
You have the same fashion taste.
Oh, well, I wore most of her old stuff. We were pretty much the same size, turns out.
Yeah, and Octavia's almost like, it seems like she isn't even there for a part. She's kind of going through the motions, but she motions to the jewelry in her hair, like, I got this from my mom.
It's very pretty.
Val walks in and goes, dinner's ready.
Thank God!
Alright. So, the little huddle of conspirators breaks up. The snoozing people from the living room are gathered, and you all sit down for a nice dinner.
Val, like, notices that everyone's staring at these pictures and, like, squints and, like, isn't, like, he's like, huh. But, like, he can't actually see what it is from this far away, so it doesn't trigger anything in his memory. Doesn't mean he isn't gonna go look later, but for now, he's just, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have some nice carp fillets. They are cooked beautifully, and they have a nice butter pan sauce, buttery, lemony cream pan sauce, with a nice heaping side of, like, plain, or not plain rice, it's buttered rice, because that's good for your energy and for vitamins when you live in medieval place.
Delicious meal.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious meal. Surprisingly, Octavia is usually the one to eat, like, good food with relish, but right now she's almost, like, she's still eating, but she's, like, almost picking at it as she eats.
Aww.
Archibald is eating like a normal person, but also, like, he's doing the thing where his eyes are fucking burning a hole in the back of Lethera's head whenever she's not looking, and then he's, like, suddenly looking down at his plate or looking at Godfrey or, like, thinking to himself whenever she looks at him, and then immediately goes back to the, like, holy shit there.
Val's autistic ass notices none of this. Val's having a great time just eating the food that he...
Good for Val.
She's stoked because she hasn't gotten a chance to make food for anyone in 20 years. So
Amalthea is quick to deliver her compliments to the chefs, because eating fish like this reminds her a lot of home. They eat a lot of fish back at the lake because that's what's there. It's easy to hunt. Gare's just kind of, like, munching. He's tired. He's like, he doesn't understand what's going on at this point. The conspiracy goes above his head, and he's just wants to get some food in his body. And Godfrey's just gonna, like, eat a bowl of rice and not say anything.
Oh yeah. Listen, he gets extra rice, and it's like hearty rice. You know, like, it's well prepared. It's cooked nice. You know, it's seasoned with sauce because, you know, you can't waste salt or anything, but it's got butter and it's got lemon sauce on it.
It's like what I have for lunch in real life. Either that or, like, a bunch of cheese sticks.
No, literally.
Yeah, you all have a delicious but tense dinner. And that, I think, is the perfect place to cut it off. I was gonna do one more thing, but if Trike's not feeling well, I don't wanna make anyone have to speak if they have stomach problems. So we will save that for next time.
I wonder what are the chances. Place your bets now, everyone, that was going to be that what she's talking about is a dream sequence.
Oh no!
We're waiting on Edwin and Kate.
I'm not placing a bet. I know that that's what's happening.
Hey, you want to see the title of this section on my notes document? 1 second.
We have to wait in case Edwin gets fucked up again.
Oh gosh. What is it?
It says Edwin goes to the nightmare dimension. But I don't want to make Edwin go to the nightmare dimension if Edwin's pilot is not feeling well. So we will wait on that.
And then we can also have fun Val looking and be like, oh, I saw that guy die in my dreams. That's weird.
I feel like this is gonna be the turning point where everyone's like, hey, have you had some fucked up dreams lately?
The funny part is that Val's not gonna act like it's a weird thing. He's like, oh, I saw that guy die in my dream once. And everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck? Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, people die sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Archibald's a dragon. He, like, he has, like, ironically not in the campaign, but canonically has had like tons and tons of totally not dreams, dragon things. So like no one has told him about weird dreams except Amalthea, and she's a child.
Amalthea, yeah, Amalthea's just kind of like, well, that happens.
If everyone was like, I had a visceral dream last night when I witnessed someone being like bloodily murdered, I'm supposed to be like, you what?
I would say that Octavia, she only had the nightmare. She only went to the nightmare dimension the night that Alice attacked. So there hasn't been really a time, and she's partly kind of like, until they got to the actual house, she's been like, oh, weird dream. I don't recognize anyone in there. That's a weird feeling. And then when everything goes, it kind of all hits. It's like, what the fuck did I dream about?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Rand, I don't think I ever confirmed this because we skipped over it, but yeah, Octavia would recognize that house. It is in fact the house from the dream.
Yeah. So Octavia's been having a
and it has been changed very little since whenever the dream.
Octavia experiencing deja vu in an uncomfortable way.
Yeah. I've been in this place before.
But I haven't been in this place before. Why do I think I've been in this place before? What the fuck is going on?
I have looked into the void, and it's just Charlie Day corkboards forever.
I'm glad I managed to build a conspiracy y'all are excited about.
Of course, that's half the fun of D&D. Is your your GM creating like an entire world behind them, and you're like, move, we're trying to look, and they're like, no.
Yes. Let us look at the pretty things.
I will not let you look. All right. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I have so many questions.
Fire off then, King. Unless they're not questions I can answer, in which case, silence.
Yeah, so like Gare's king, right?
What? Gare is king? Gare is bandit. Gare is tired.
Yeah, sure.
Gare carries rocks.
Gare walks around the countryside holding rocks.
This is a Jugdral campaign. He's totally like a prince in hiding or some shit.
I will say,
Andrew, he doesn't know how to wield a sword.
I didn't say he would. He's been in the woods for like 30 years.
I will say, guys, I'm kind of theory. This is theory crafting now, Sam.
Okay, I legally can't say anything then. Go ahead.
Okay, but can we go to... I'm almost thinking it's definitely clear that Gare is probably either... Because this happened circa 50 years ago. Gare is in his early 50s.
Yeah, he is.
And we didn't hear from Alice of any little babies or toddlers being taken, but... Again, 50 is just an estimate. Yeah! Trikey just put in the chat, Gare has big Bridget energy.
See, it might have happened when he was a little baby, so maybe he has no idea, but also I feel like the village elder would not have just been like, hey, go on a fucking quest. Have fun, if he thought that Gare was at any sort of risk.
The old man's the rightful king!
I don't think he would do that if he thought Gare was at risk! I don't think
Cheppy, stop making this a Lord of the Rings!
I'm like turning into Shaggy, man!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Like Scoob!
So many secrets, so little time.
That's not Shaggy at all. What the fuck was that?
A dry throat.
And also, the current headcanon of the party is Alice's dad killed Lothair's grandpa.
Yeah.
And listen, it's either that or a Forseti suit. You know, we got two options here.
I so hope that I'm not blood related to Alice. That'll be really awkward.
It would be very awkward, but you got different types of green, I think.
Yeah.
And technically he mentioned, like, his mom's family is from Sleece.
His mom's family is where the holy blood comes from, and his dad is where the holy blood comes from, and the green is from his dad.
Green is from his dad.
I wrote my character extended backstory stuff so late that she had most of these characters already, so I probably am not related to any of them. But I'm just going to keep poking this bear until someone shows up who is actually related. It's like, oh shit.
I mean, yeah. Well, this is gonna be fun and interesting, and I cannot wait to see what surprise Sam has in store for us. And
I got twists and turns alright.
I know.
Also, Trikey just put in the chat, Forsetti, new cult leader.
Forsetti decided he knew best for society and made a new cult about Naga. To quote Trikey, because for Trikey illness.
Yeah.
Big if true, I just like throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Serious emoji.
And then serious jazz hands emoji from Cheppy.
I didn't even... Is that in my server? Whoa, I forgot I had that. Hold on.
Yeah, I peer pressured you into adding it, I think.
Sam, look at me. Sam.
Hi.
Of course you fucking had that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but I think I pestered you.
I do believe you did pester me into adding jazz hand serious emoji.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you, Sam, Camus Liker 75 have serious jazz hands in
I do like him, it's true. Well, does anyone else have any questions, comments, or concerns, or conspiracies they'd like to share before it's time to...
Not ones that you will answer.
Oh, no, I won't say any... I won't answer questions.
But thank you so much for the stream, Sam. Thank you for DMing.
This is a super chill session. Next session's also probably not... It's not going to be combat. It's going to be... You guys hauling ass to Solis, unless you guys decide not to go to Solis, in which case, wherever you end up. Yeah, like I said a while ago, I believe it was like a session or two ago, I said it's going to be super light on combat until you reach a new area of the map. So I'm thinking maybe like the next 2 or 3 sessions are probably going to be very roleplay heavy. So if that's all right with you. If not, tell me now, because I can make a combat session for you guys.
Let it be noted for future the totally obvious fetch quest to acquire Lothair as a playable character that was dropped in the middle of this session.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, if we find the Valkyrie staff, it's basically Lothair with... It's the magic item that will make Lothair part of our party.
Oh, yeah, no, she'll join your party instantly if you get her that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Recruit
requirement. You just literally say that as the character.
Yeah, it was great. And also, she won't need to catch up at all. Val's going to exhaust that fucking pigeon paper so many times over.
Yes, I look forward to seeing what you guys do with the pigeon paper. Instant messaging. Year, whatever. 1791, I believe. 1791.
It's not instant messaging.
I mean, it's instant as you can get for, like, ye olden times.
The precursor to AOL chat rooms.
You've got mail! Hits you with a bird.
Oh. Yeah. Now I just had a thought of, like, if this was a Persona game, which arcana would the characters be associated with? But that's for another day.
I don't know anything about that.
That's okay.
Alright. Are we good?
Yes.
Alright. Well, thank you all. Tarot cards would be fun. We could do that another time. I'm not gonna lie, I've already done that for all the NPCs in the game.
Nice! Okay, can you just tell us which ones are currently not available?
I can tell you that later because I don't have the list up.
Got it.
But there's a lot available because I didn't make, like, 70-something cards. I didn't make 70-something NPCs. I think there's, like, 30 named NPCs currently. And most of them are just, like, lore characters. No, most of them are not, like, characters that actually appear. They're, like, lore characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, 30 total named characters exist in the universe, alive and dead. But Like the peepaw we met.
Yeah, in the nightmare realm.
The nightmare peepaw.
Nightmare peepaw killed regular peepaw.
I poked his viscera with a stick, and now I'm talking to his granddaughter.
I mean, she doesn't have to know that you did that.
But
come on, man, just
Archibald
be
will
respectful
know.
about it.
Too late.
You should have stolen the soles of his shoes and.
No!
I'm sorry.
No.
I was supposed to be a staff in that school.
Did you find one?
No.
Also, do you really think, Professor Broggy or whatever would just, like, let me just take my holy weapon to elementary class, to Magic 101. Hey kids, check this out. Raises a corpse.
Yeah, I think Sam did mention, like, you guys scoured the place.
I did mention that you found all the available rewards, yes.
Yeah.
Anything else you would find in the school would be, like, not combat items.
It'd be like the fork in Octavia's inventory.
The fork, or the lichen-covered stick, and other such hits.
Yeah.
Alright, are we good?
Yes.
Alright, thank you all so much for coming. Trikey, I hope you feel better. I will see you all next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Bye-bye.